I think we're live. Do you think we're live, Rohan?
I mean, it says live.
It says we're live.
Why are we never sure about that?
I don't know.
I have trust issues.
I got a message saying that we are live, so
Okay, so we trust the message.
yes.
Sounds like we're live. I don't know, I prefer the NLT.
But yeah, welcome. We are no longer wrecking. We're giving our years of info and experience, giving it away for free.
Totally not wrecking.
That's just one of our cool, unique parts that we haven't got rid of yet, alright? If someone wants to buy it, it's a Tune by STI Liberty engine cover. The other one's not for sale, back off.
The HC.
Yes.
I will stick that on my car.
No. We do our live stream 7:30 p.m. every Thursday. We have live chat on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And what's tonight's topic?
Subarus.
Really? That's a
Yes.
change. Tell me more.
You did ask. You did ask.
You did. You walked right into that one.
Tonight's subject is Justin, which is one of our old customers. And we're going to talk about his journey of his Subaru. And this is the gentleman who's spoken, mentioned the headers I think we talked about on one of the episodes. And I feel like one of the main reasons we are interested in talking is the awesome experience you have with your head. Well, motor.
Well, the distance.
Yeah, the Ringland's going by on a 2-litre. But we've got Chloe saying hello, so we'll say a quick hello. Good evening. I really got to work out what that update is and decide if I want to update it.
I've got
What's
the same thing.
What's Macrium Reflect?
The backup software.
So I should update that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not urgent, but eventually, yes.
Okay.
So, like, not right now. In the middle of the
Not
stream.
right now, so don't do it. So I have to reset my computer.
Generally not recommended, no.
Oh.
Just putting it out there.
We got Mad Dog as well.
Oh, we got Carl as well.
Cool.
So just so you know, Justin, Mad Dog's Carl. So if we say Carl,
Yeah.
it's Mad Dog.
And Chloe's.
And
that, but yeah.
I think Chloe may be Chloe.
It could be Neil.
Maybe.
Could be Neil. Good call. But he normally replies with Neil.
Yeah, true.
Or his alter ego on... I think he uses Twitch normally.
Does
Sometimes, yeah. But yeah, so
And Stickman is Stickman.
Stickman hasn't come in yet.
Yeah, he'll be here eventually though.
Are you sure?
Probably.
You can't
Yeah.
promise that. Don't put words into it.
But yeah, I have no idea where to start with Justin.
The beginning.
At the beginning is
At the
always
beginning.
Yeah.
And now I'm confused because is it Neil or is it Chloe? Because it just says, yes, it is me.
Well, this
Oh no!
That doesn't clarify anything at all.
Oh, Neil is getting on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we'll start with... Wait, he does...
First photo.
Do you have your microphone close to your...
Oh, yeah.
Did Cedo not set up your microphone?
You mean Rohan?
Rohan, you didn't set up your desk for our guest?
I was sitting there eating my food. I think that's John's.
I think it was actually Nathaniel.
I was going to say, I think it's spaghetti from... Isn't that spaghetti from yesterday?
That's what I just said.
Oh.
Huh.
It's like half full.
Ugh.
I'm optimistic about that.
No, it's half empty. He was drinking it.
Carl said both, so I'm assuming he's talking about it being Neil and Chloe. And yeah, Stacey has a really, really good point.
What's that?
Let's start with what sort of Subaru he has and what modifications he has done. Well, I think we'll start with what Subaru he has.
We'll go through the mods when we take the photos, I think, because there's so many. I just need, look at the photos, you'll remember it.
Do you want to zoom in a little bit?
So this is the first photo I took of it at my house. I got it towed to my house because I picked it up with potential bearing failure. I was hoping that it could just be the timing belt, the tensioner, making the noise, the knocking noise, but I was a bit unlucky and it wasn't that. But I bought it for $2,000, so like it was alright. And
That's not too bad.
yeah, so that was like 2017 May. That's when I got that, and it was only on the road last year, July, about then.
Yeah, it was off
So-
the road for.
Yeah, it was.
A
It
very
was a bit
long
of a
period.
slow sort of thing. Sometimes I just sort of saved up and didn't put any
Could you,
time into it.
from memory, you had another Subaru as well, didn't you? Though?
Yeah, I had a silver and anything.
Yeah. Because that's
Yeah.
what we met you in. You had that coming down to get parts for this, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, lots of parts. Some parts still aren't on it anymore. Some parts are.
But yeah. So, oh, did you say what year it was?
Oh, it's a 2001
Bugger. Yeah.
Bug-Eye. It was pretty stock like before. It had a STI exhaust, but that was still like the standard.
They're
like,
still
flange, no
small,
like
yeah.
bell mouth or anything like that. So it's had that, and pretty much everything else was stock. But yeah, blown ringland, and it also was. It started life in Victoria, and the guy shipped it over. And that's why the stitching was on the.
Yeah, I was going to
Side
say
here.
nice drift stitching.
So that was from the shipping. It wasn't tied down or something properly, and the front bumper was destroyed as well. So it wasn't that good.
We have Neil saying hi as well. I told you it was Twitch you use normally. Well, I think that's Neil. I hope it's Neil.
It's probably new.
It's probably Neil. Yeah, you can see the STI exhaust on there. As far as I
Yeah,
know.
it was like a junior.
But yeah, the
one.
issue is it's still just a
Yeah.
stock, not very
That was all
long.
turbo back, so
Mm.
yeah. And then I just started working on it. Initially, I'd like pulled the timing cover and stuff off to check whether it was just a timing, because that was hopefully a good fix, but
It wasn't.
it wasn't. Yeah, it ended up being a bearing.
Yeah.
So then I basically just rebuilt it and like obviously got the machine shop to do all the machining stuff, and everything else I've done myself. Even now I've done literally everything except for machine work and like obviously buy some parts, but
Yeah.
you know.
Well, you can't really do
tuning,
everything
that's
for
it.
yourself these days. so.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
true.
quickly jumping again, Neil said, turns out his black GC's gone.
Where'd it go?
I'm assuming he sold it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
buy it,
that's right,
Justin?
was for sale.
No.
No. Okay, what next picture do we have?
Don't know. Well,
What I'll do, I'll drop that until you find one.
yeah.
Just because I don't want to give away all the goodies.
Well, this one's a bit of just a quick funny one. Like I like to see like the wheels on it at the moment. This was the stock wheels when I got it tuned. And
Okay, before I put it up, it turns out it's in pieces. So it's not gone, he just pulled it
Oh.
apart for his red one.
Oh, right.
Okay, now we'll jump back to Justin's.
yeah, like this wheel gap's pretty
Oh,
gnarly.
wow. Just a little bit of wheel
So
gap.
yeah, that was when I got tuned. Yeah, went to the. I think that was just for the running tune at first. So that was when it got towed away for that.
What body kit's that?
It's a bit of a weird one. The body kit was. I found it now, like on eBay. There's. Oh, I'd have to look it up again. It was some like Streamline or something like that, or something like that. But it's really rare. I never really see it anywhere.
Yeah.
And I literally got it for $150 off some guy that bought off some other guy for like $800, and the other guy bought it for like $2,000.
Wow.
And this guy, there was a little bit of damage on the front bar that had to be repaired, but pretty much it was pretty good. It needed a bit of like finishing.
Bit of TLC.
Yeah, but yeah, like that. I as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, it's not very often I see body kits for Subarus that I like.
Yeah, I never
But it
thought I
does
was
seem
going to get
very
a body
clean.
kit, but I just really liked it. I'm like, nah, this is nice.
Yeah, and the bug-eye rear end definitely needs
Yeah,
something. It's a very
and I
plain
also
rear.
like keeping like the stock taillights. I really like these ones versus the bug eyes and stuff.
Do you want
Not the bug eyes, the
Hawk
blob
eyes,
eyes and
yeah.
hawk eyes and stuff.
Do you want a spare set?
No.
I got a pretty.
I got a spare set, I'm pretty sure.
I was going to say I got a pretty mint set that actually came off an STI.
Oh, really?
They're the exact same.
I mean, I'll have it for free.
You're not talking about a certain white STI that was built by a certain shop somewhere.
I'm gonna slap you. Stop picking on my old car. But again, quickly, Neil said the shell's sold, and he has a crate coming from Japan.
Ooh.
But yeah, no.
I wish I had a credit card.
See, I'm torn with the taillights though, because I understand where you're coming from. Because
with the wheels especially, I think it looks a lot better.
Yes.
It sort of blends it in a bit more even.
Well, I guess we can go to the next photo.
Yeah, just go to that. I don't know.
It's distracting me.
What?
I have a little lid with a few little screws in it. It's like a fidget toy.
I'm wondering what that sound was.
I mean, I don't know. Get one of these ones. This one.
I was going to say, who's in a Subaru coming here?
So that's when I put my wheels on.
Okay, so yeah, this is the front end and
Yeah.
the wheels, yeah. Well, you have lowered it since then, yeah?
No, it's still that height. But that is, it's settled down a lot more than that. The front.
Yeah, I was going to say, that would have been like straight off the...
I'm pretty sure the engine might not
stand.
even be in there. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, no, because I got the wheels after that. So yeah, I don't know. It's settled down. It definitely is
Definitely
less
lower.
of a gap than that, yeah.
But like the front bar looks like...
But the suspension is just SDI, like struts and springs, just full, like stock SDI coilovers and stuff.
I kind of want to just like... So, just because of what Carl's just said, stock height is good height, clearance is a good thing.
Yeah, I don't want to go any lower at the moment because it's
Say that to
especially with the fiberglass bumper. I'm like, I don't want to,
Yeah, that'd be understandable.
That's
like,
why, like,
you don't
one
want to
day
run
I'd
the
like
bar.
to go airbags, but
Airbags are expensive.
expensive, yeah.
But the positive these days is the fact that they actually run all right.
Yeah, they're pretty
Like, they
good.
perform pretty well for what they are.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good, especially if you get good ones, obviously, like good quality things. They're just, I don't know about legality and stuff.
Yeah, legally I don't think you can have them.
Yeah, it'd just be
Um,
nice to be low. And,
airbags legally can, but you have to have one motor plated. Two, it can't be operatable.
yeah, the height has to. It can't be like super low. Like
It
when
can't-
it's all lowered, all the air's
Yeah, it
gone.
still has to be legal
stock
It has to
height,
be
yeah.
legal height. It also can't be operated while the car's driving.
Yeah.
So
So
you
maybe
have
just
to
like
sort
put
of
it,
sit in.
or you could even put it somewhere else, like the controller somewhere else,
Yeah.
like not in your vision or touch range.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
that's sort of not the fun thing. I'd rather go like super low when I park.
Because I was going to say, so Carl's saying stock height's good and like clearance is a good thing. Literally just before the stream started, one of our friends left with a carload of mates to go furniture shopping, and we got a video.
Doing that.
Yeah, he's going to buy furniture. Like
Ah,
he's being an adult,
I thought
which
that was
is
a
odd.
joke.
But yeah, we just got a photo. Well, we got a video and a photo, but I'll just show you the photo because it's a complete opposite of what Carl's saying. You don't need clearance. This is what you call self-clearancing ride height. Turns out there were sparks coming from the rims as they were driving down the road.
Oh,
It's fine. Self-clearancing. Good stuff, yeah?
sure.
I'll let you answer the next question there, Cito.
Yes.
Just because it'd be more aimed towards you.
This one?
Yes.
What sort of PC stuff do you guys do? We do mostly repairs of desktops and like fix your software and configuration type problems and build new computers.
Not Alienware laptops, though.
No, I don't want to tackle that one. Not if someone else has pulled it apart. I do a lot of graphic design. I could 3D texture layer you guys' logo. At the moment, we're not changing logos, but we'll keep that in mind for the future. Thanks.
And yeah, it's exactly what's happening, Carl, as well. The self-rolling guards. Because the other issue is it's all alley as well, so it's really hard to roll the guards, so why not just let it self-level itself?
Yeah.
That
So-
you could use an expert rolling device.
Baseball bat?
I was going to say phone book.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the kind of thing Andy did with his BMW,
Yeah.
but
What was it with the Euro guys?
they're special. But we can't really call David a Euro guy.
Yeah, I guess.
He just bought this one because he was bored, I think.
Yeah, true.
But no, so back to Justin. So you got it as a stock bug eye dead motor.
Yeah.
We've gone through like the body-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. I'm just getting some photos so we can like quickly skim through like some nice sort of progression quickly.
Cool.
Hey, there you go. He's back.
Already?
I reckon he's kicking people out of the car. I think they've self-clearanced enough and he doesn't want to do any more damage.
But yeah, I was going to say that to Phil. He's
Okay.
got, what, a 2-inch lift
We
on
want that
his
one, yeah?
Outback?
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Uh,
Yeah, so that's like one of the like photos of when this was before it's blown up again. So this is all the build, like initial build.
Oh, so this was the one that blew up. That
Before
you
I
blew up.
Yeah, this is the one. No, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one I blew up.
Yeah.
I blew this motor up.
Yeah.
Now
So
it's out
you
again.
you got it when it was blown up. You took that motor out.
Yeah.
You put this one in, and
Yeah.
eventually we had a bad time.
Yeah. A couple photos. So this is just another photo. You can see that I'll point out one of my like the mods is the turbo, the VF34 at the moment.
Oh yeah, was it a? Looks like a brand new one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually got that for $1,000 brand new off some guy. Yeah, some guy bought it, and then he decided to go, I guess, a bigger one or something like that. And for some reason he couldn't return it or something, so he bought it brand new and then just sold it. And I picked it up, and yeah, that was a steal. I was like really chuffed with that.
The time he had it probably exceeded the time frame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably got like a month or 3 months or something. So he probably was planning for something and then just changed his mind, I guess.
Okay, it turns out we've got echoes.
Oh, that might be me.
Not a good.
Am I talking too loud?
Ca-
Who's
Carl,
echoing?
Carl was trying to blame me,
Oh, Jake.
but then he's corrected himself and apologised.
Oh.
I don't know if the sorry's for spelling my name wrong or sorry for accusing me wrongly.
Probably both.
I'll go through this.
But you got that turbo because we recommended it, eh? Because I think you were
It was
tossing
such a long time ago,
yeah.
so I just don't even really remember. But I
You-
think I
you
might have asked
absolutely-
you what about it when it come up. I probably did,
Mm.
and yeah, when it come up brand new.
There was a lot of questions about this
Yeah.
car brought up.
Yeah, this one, this is. I'll have a couple better pictures later of the current now, what it looks like.
Did you paint that manifold? Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
That's
the
a wrinkle
red.
coat red.
Yeah, and this, I don't know if you probably can't see my cursor, but the thing in the middle is
For some reason, no. With
No?
that one, so with the guess it doesn't,
Okay.
but with
Well,
me
it
I
does, it
can.
does. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how I can do
well,
it.
I guess like in between the runners, you can see those like the fuel pressure regulator. There's a little plug on it. It's
Wait,
right
zoom
in the
in a
middle,
little bit.
pretty
Zoom
much.
in a bit.
Oh yeah,
Because you can do that.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Oh, yep. I
So
see
this
it now.
thing, yeah, this thing is sort of in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the fuel pressure regulator, and underneath that, it's obviously a fuel rail where it normally goes. But that's a radium.
Oh, radium.
fuel
Yeah.
rail, yeah.
I can see that.
I sort of made a bit of a like funny mistake that means I had to get these specific rails, which are side feed conversion rails, and not just like stock top feed, which is actually had top feed manifold. But I think you probably Nathan might remember anyway. But I bought a manifold, think it was an STI manifold, it was better.
Yeah.
And I think I left the manifold here, but I had the TGVs from it. And there's better photos later of the TGV delete that I did. And I cut it out and like fully got rid of all the... So you can see at the bottom as well, sort of, not really the pipes in the way.
Yeah, you blocked
But
off.
the whole
You
thing's
got rid of it.
been fully blocked off and stuff. But yeah, so I got some guy on a Trade Link Road, I think it is. He does like hot rods and stuff. He got it. He welded up the holes for me, and I just like grinded it out, made it nice and smooth. So now there's no TGV at all. And
Fuck.
yeah, but I did that on the side feed rails, because they were off an 2005 or something like that, STI. So there was side feed.
Oh, it would have been
TGVs?
it would have been Liberty TGVs.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was off, but yeah, the TGVs were the side feed. Side feed injectors.
Yeah.
So I had to get this conversion rail. Otherwise, I don't know. I guess in hindsight, you could have. But it doesn't really matter. I can still get injectors for this because now it's top feed. Anyway.
Yeah. Because it would have most likely been one of the newer model Liberties or Foresters because they run side feeds.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so pretty much you upgraded rails.
Yeah.
Because the TGVs do the same thing. It's and the fuel rails getting the conversion kit, you're gonna end up at this same point anyway. So, and after putting in all the effort,
they were the same price anyway for just the standard fuel rails versus the side feed conversion. So I might as well just get the conversion. Don't need to redo the TGVs again because that was a bit of metal shavings everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I've got those rails with 1000cc Raceworks injectors.
Oh yeah.
And fully custom lines. So I was playing around with the AN lines. I don't know.
They're a pain.
Yeah. I got it's a bit of a pain, but once you get the groove, it's not too bad. But this one here, that one going from the fuel rail to the fuel pressure regulator, that one's really small, and because it's a Teflon hose.
Yeah.
Because eventually we're going E85, which we'll talk about later. But so I went Teflon, so it doesn't smell. But it's such a small thing, such a small line that it's really awkward to fit in.
Yeah.
I have to sort of unbolt the fuel pressure regulator to sort of have a bit of leeway.
So why? Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Why did you decide to keep the fuel pressure rig there instead of because most people relocate it up in the corner out of the way?
I'm not really sure. I just thought honestly, I thought that was the best
because it tucks it away.
It's pretty neat there. It's a bit fiddly when you're getting it on, but you're only getting it on once really, and even then, not really. It's not that hard. You're never really doing it, and if you are pulling it off, you've done something wrong anyway. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just liked how it was really neat, just tucked in there, and the sensor I can just go along with the wiring path as well.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. That's just why I did it. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty cool though.
I did see that people did it there, but there just wasn't really much room. There is actually that at the top as well. You can see in this one, there's a little cylinder thing. So that's what I've deleted this stock filter. Fuel filter, and just got that.
Is that one of the Racework ones as well?
I think it's Raceworks. It might be another brand. It might be Turbo Smart, that one.
Because I've ran one of those because they're the ones you can wash.
And it's washable, and I've also got a spare one as well. If it ever gets bad, obviously, but it's really easy to get off, and it allows me to have all Teflon lines everywhere, not any rubber at all, to potentially, smell
fail,
the 85 and just,
have a bad time.
Yeah, not have a fun time.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to.
Hey,
there we go. If I zoom out,
you already got the next one?
Better photo of a thing. It was because I was zoomed in, it wasn't letting me go to the next one.
Oh, there you go.
Nice, thing.
Macca McRae, why does that sound familiar? It says sup.
Don't know.
Hang on, go back one. I could ask no, and again.
Oh.
You just completely bypass something, man.
Oh, the spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got those obviously. And they're if you don't know, they're meant to be isolate the heat from the head getting into the manifold. They're phenolic spaces, so they're just no heat transfer pretty much. Any other questions? But if you've got questions, just ask.
What
by the way,
silicon intake did you use? Because I can see that there as well.
Yeah, that. Okay, well, we'll
wait
show you
that.
later, but
okay.
because
we'll wait. I'm happy to wait. I'm a bit impatient, but I'll wait.
And that's one thing as well. One thing I like about sharing my car now, because I've learned a lot of things. I know what what things aren't really that good when I'm looking at it again, rebuilding it. I'm like, So I've upgraded a bunch of things that were just like, I sort of upgraded, but like they were cheaper ones, or so like spoiler, that was just a cheap eBay silicon thing.
Yeah.
I'm lucky it didn't like suck in, but like some people have, but
Yeah.
it did seem pretty strong. I heard people saying about that, but I'm like,
it's
it
only when you
good.
run high PSI.
Yeah.
So once you get over like 20 pound,
Yeah.
that's when you tend to see the issues. Anything below 20 pounds, not normally an issue.
Yeah. What's that? Oh, that's also you can't see that one. But here you can see braided lines, and there's a.
Do you have an oil cooler? Is that what they are?
They all stock have oil cooler. No, this is not oil cooler. Sorry, it technically is oil, but say for the power steering.
Oh, so you got the power steering cooler.
Because stock they do have a cooler, but I've also changed the whole power steering lines to be braided.
So how does that work? Running from the power steering pump to the cooler, and then to the rack, because
I have better photos to show where the cooler is. You'll be able to understand that.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't have the cooler in it yet.
I haven't seen anyone do that yet. That's cool.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like trying to find people doing it, and then I'm just going to do it myself. And because I've especially that the bigger braided one, which is the suction hose.
Yeah.
That always seems to fail.
Yeah.
Every Subaru I've had leaking everywhere. Yeah. So I'm just going to not have that problem ever. Just make it a braided line, and that's it is a proper like actual. It was from eBay or whatever, like universal power steering thing. I think they probably use it for like hot rods and stuff or whatever.
Funnily enough, the DC2 Integras have that as well, the Type R's. Except their one, it comes down the chassis rail on the passenger side, and then around the front of the rad support, and then back.
Yeah.
And it's just one loop. It's not a cooler like what you've got probably put in there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my cooler's actually pretty big too. Like, definitely oversized, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, and the one thing you can just get for the rack, because it goes obviously braided line, there's not an AN fitting on the rack. You just need to get an adapter that's like, I can't remember the thread, but I've looked it up obviously. The thread with an O-ring, I think it was. There's a specific fitting though. It's not just like it's for that power steering pump. Like there's a weird O-ring at one end.
So essentially it goes from the rack to an AN fitting.
Yeah, so there's like a little adapter that screws into the rack, and then an AN fitting on the back, like a male AN fitting.
Yeah. So how did you go about running that? Because obviously, instead of having it go over the top of the engine and then down, it's coming forward. So do you now run it underneath near the exhaust?
Yeah, well, one of them is sort of there. Obviously, you can see right down the bottom. That's like on the exhaust, like that. I don't have any more. That sort of like, heat shield.
Yeah.
So that line is normally like zip tied up a bit, obviously, because I don't want it on the exhaust.
Yeah.
But it does get pretty close. But I have I don't know if I have any pictures eventually, but I got some like heat wrap stuff around it.
Okay.
So it's like to protect the actual line from heat, and that's also why I like having the cooler, because if it does get hot from that exhaust being close, it's going to be cooled down from the cooler. And one thing, I don't know if you want to go to the comments.
Yeah, I'll quickly jump to the comments. I'll remove that if you're going to try to find another photo.
Yeah,
we have Rookie Mistake saying he's loving the glasses.
He's back.
He's back. We've been missing him. We thought he got scared since we worked out who it was, but I guess not. Macca McRae says, I heard the 5mm spacers have issues. Is this true? I haven't run into issues.
Maybe it depends on the quality of the spacers.
Yeah, it depends. I'm guessing where you get them. Like, which brand did you use, Justin?
Oh, the phenolic spacers?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Grimspeed, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, I use the Grimspeed
ones. It's the most common one. It's not like the weird brand.
I'd say, it comes down to the brand, I'd say. Because if it's made out of quality stuff, it's not going to really be an issue. The only thing I can think of is if you go crazy thick, you might have like wiring issues. Like wires won't reach to certain places. because I know it does get slightly tight.
Especially when you do have the TGVs as well, because they
Yeah.
can make it a bit tight.
Because
which I don't have,
you got to remember you're increasing it. I think they're about a centimeter thick.
Yeah,
So-
mine are, if by memory, I think 8 mil.
Yeah.
I think
So
8 mil, yeah.
so they're pretty thick. So you got to take into consideration that because
Yeah, make sure they also come with bolts, because
Yeah.
you gotta make sure the bolts are long enough,
Yeah.
obviously, yeah.
because you don't want them too long and you don't want them too short.
Yeah,
because,
you want to make sure they're getting the thread in, and just
Yeah.
double check that, really. And especially, you can, some people just use that as a gasket. I like using the gasket on both sides.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Which sort of
yeah.
spaces it even more, which means you need even more,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
but
a longer
that's still
bolt.
what we did.
But yeah, I like the peace of mind. Like I know they're all gasket material, like being protected.
But yeah, it's still
Whatever.
just to be safe because it doesn't hurt having
And
the
they're not-
extra gaskets.
They're
in.
not that expensive. They're
Yeah,
like
no.
$20 or whatever.
And it's like I said in one of the other videos where, like, when you do the inlet manifold, the silicon intake, it's always easier to just pull the whole manifold off
yeah.
to do it because
I'm always a person that, like, if anyone asks me about, like, how do I do this silicon thing or whatever, just take the manifold. It's so easy.
Mm.
The gasket is cheap as, even if you just take the manifold off and not leave the TGVs on or whatever, like,
the only issue with that,
yeah,
the
I don't
first
know, I can't
the
remember. how
first
it's
time
done.
you do it, you have to take
Yeah.
the TGVs out as well
Yeah.
because
they're,
the
like,
issue
bolted
is
on.
the fuel
Yeah,
lines.
the fuel rails, yeah.
The fuel
And mine
lines
are
underneath the
completely
manifold are
Yeah.
bolted to the top part of the manifold
Yeah, they
and the
are.
TGVs. So when you pull it out the first
Yeah.
time, you tend to
But
pull it
even
out
then,
as
like,
a whole unit.
That's sort of almost better because you can, you still, either way, you're using one gasket.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
And I guess that's one thing. Make sure if it is your first time or you do have stock fuel rails, take off the TGVs and not as well as the thing,
Yeah.
not the
because
not the manifold, because then you don't have to. You might not have to replace that gasket.
Hmm.
Although I'd do it anyway, just to
but we do have
make sure.
another question. Does anyone know what would cause loud whine in second gear and third gear? Could it be wheel bearings or just gearbox issues? Depends where the noise is coming from.
Yeah,
If it's
that,
only second and
Yeah, if
third,
it's only
so-
second and third, it's most likely
Probably
going to be a
box.
box issue.
Yeah. Fill this red line, see what happens.
Yeah, give it some red line. Should be Gucci.
Oh,
Probably not, but
Yeah. Okay, just to
Oh, yeah.
clarify, red line, lightweight, shockproof oil.
don't
Tends
be
to
like,
help warn gearboxes. Don't put it in a 6-speed though.
and don't
Only for 5-speed.
don't do what someone did who didn't listen to us and put the
Don't-
diff fluid into a gearbox.
Don't put the heavyweight shockproof. Lightweight shock.
Whoa! Did you just notice him just
Yeah.
drop down to like 5 frames?
yes.
Me?
Yeah.
So he's still at 5 frames. And about 144p as well.
And then we
Final
have
message.
David asking who's the new guy in the pink shirt. That'd be the little fat guy, Jacob. But I guess it's either the glasses or the fact I got bored and shaved my beard.
Or the shirt.
It could be the shirt. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, so it turns out you've done it a few times. It was the first time I noticed it. And he said you're anime.
I mean,
Wow. Are we ready with the next?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a bunch of.
Okay,
come on, if
let's,
any of us was going to do it, it's going to be me.
yeah. Okay, let's jump back to Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, this is just another quick thing, of, like, a note about the power steering. So, this, also quickly, this is dash 10 is the big one.
Yep.
And
Wow,
all the
so
other
you got
ones are
some
dash
fluid.
6.
I've just noticed why you said you wanted to wait
Or what?
to talk about that inlet.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say anything. Cito, you don't say anything because I know you see the issue as well. Rohan, what's the issue with the silicon intake? Just, do you mind zooming in a little bit on the silicon intake?
It's
I don't even know
touching
you're
things that it
pointing
shouldn't
out.
be touching.
You don't know what I'm pointing out?
I've got a guess, but maybe
Okay,
talking about the
we'll let
clearance.
Rohan have a guess, and then I'll give Justin a guess.
I mean, the only thing I can see here is it touching things that it shouldn't be touching. Like, it's pushed right up against the braided lines, the fitting for it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
What's your issue? What do you think? What's your
I
guess?
thought you were talking about the clearance issue, because it is really tight with those fittings, especially.
See, it's the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's for an early
It's for
GC.
version 3 or 4.
That's the
Different
issue.
eye.
Like, the difference is the angles, and the hose.
It doesn't fit properly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, it fit for me, I guess.
w-
I
that,
did the job.
that's why
Yeah.
it's so
It
tight.
was- yeah,
holding your tongue the right way and shoving.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Well, it was okay to get in, especially because I didn't have the fuel lines and stuff. That
Yeah.
might have helped.
It
Because
most
I should have
definitely
put the
would've.
fuel lines around that, not had the fuel lines in, and because obviously I have to work around it
Yeah.
to make them custom.
And just the reason I know that is because the early GC8s was the only one that had that big old right angle breather line at the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And yeah, it's literally just if you were to look at a GD style one, the side is pretty much
Yeah.
cut like flat, whereas
Yeah.
the GC8s are just big bulbous suckers.
Ah. Well,
But there you go.
explains the tightness of it, but
I'm just showing that I'm teaching still.
yeah.
Jacob trying to stay relevant.
I'm always relevant. And it turns out it wasn't because you're an agency though.
Yeah. I saw.
It was because of the frame rate. And yeah, Reese Kyle, I agree. He said those are some nice looking fittings though. But yeah. But even then, if you zoom back out, there's also something else there that I really like.
Yeah. See, I like doing a lot of custom stuff and just trying out.
Is that a catch can?
No.
No, that's the
Oh,
power
it's-
steering reservoir.
Wow.
And yeah,
That's exactly
like
what
I was
I was
about to
gonna
say
point out.
before that.
It's
was
beautiful.
Yeah.
the actual reservoir. You have to get a proper it's made for power steering. It has a sort of breather system at the top of the lid, so
Yeah.
it breathes out. And I had heaps of problems with that because of not because of the actual the thing. When I first did this, because I've obviously never done it before. No one really. I couldn't find any information on anyone doing something like this, except for on hot rods and stuff, and that was not really the same. So the big the dash 10 fitting, the suction hose, from that's going into the pump, it ended up that was leaking. So this bit here, the one on the left was leaking.
Oh, yep.
So basically it was sucking in a little bit of air. Because what I did was the actual adapter fitting, because they have a little elbow thing that it's normally just a hose that fits on, right? So I tapped a hole in it and then put a screw fitting in, but it was a little bit loose, and I put some sealant in, but that sealant didn't work properly, didn't do a good enough job. So yeah, I ended up just putting a bunch of JD Weld in and tightened it down, and ever since it's been perfect. So yeah,
But does the power steering still work is the real question.
yeah, it's perfect.
Hey, Jacob.
It's
Yeah.
I
Except-
thought he was still here.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to him before.
Yeah. You said he was already in his up.
I just
December. Yeah.
I just love how there's just you look at the wall and there's just a creepy dude just casually sticking his head around the corner. Okay.
yeah. So that was
That's
a
exactly
major
what you
issue
mean.
because when I was first trying to bleed the power steering, and I'm trying to bleed it for ages, and it just kept bubbling up, and eventually it just kept. A couple of times it overfilled and went all over the headers and shit. So that
Yeah.
was just.
A bit of a pain in the
Yeah, it went all over the exhaust wrap and all that, so it was stinking for ages.
butt. Okay, we got another question from Reese. I do have another question. Air oil separators. Can't find any for Aussie right-hand drive cars that work for top mount intercoolers. Do you basically need to make a universal one way? I thought Grimspeed and that made.
Are you know about the oil cap one?
Yeah.
Pretty sure we're safe.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that was very effective though. Was it?
No, I don't.
Because it kind of popped up, and then just nobody had them.
Yeah. I tend
Yeah.
to just run a catch can, but your best bet buying one of the ones, I don't know if he still does them, but Fab Labs ones were awesome for GDs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing it. Yeah, so Kyle said the Grimsby ones are garbage. But no, catch can, I definitely run a catch can, but make sure it's a quality one. Well, you can get an eBay one, but make sure you put steel wool or something.
I know
And
someone
clean it
that
out
was-
recently. Well, that's actually why I knew
You already
my
replied.
motor had problems because I cleaned out my catch.
Yeah,
can.
no, I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know someone that was running a catch can using a power.
Gatorade
Gatorade
bottle and
bottle,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
It's
Yeah,
just a container.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all you need. But the only reason you put the steel wool and that in there is just so it catches more oil.
Yeah.
So-
Filtration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just keep an eye on it.
Or baffles.
Well, I got a I had catch cans on this, and partially just sort of I want to make sure it's not doing any problems in the future. So I got a Perrin aero separator, but I'm not sure if it's going to fit perfectly. So I'm just going to make some.
Well, there you go. Once we find out how Justin goes, we'll let you know.
Yeah, the Perrin looks pretty good. Like the quality of it's pretty good. I don't know about where it mounts and stuff.
And most of the Perrin stuff,
and it's a bit smaller than the not Grid C. What is the IAG? They're like expensive, and even more expensive, and really big.
It's expensive in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like even more expensive, but they're really big, and they're meant for left-hand drive. So they normally go where the brake booster is. So it's not really.
Okay, so Ree said he knows Perrin does one for a front mount. I don't see what it'd be too different.
I think they do both, but one might not work. Or I can't remember. I bought it like a couple months ago. So they definitely have one. I don't know if it worked or not perfectly.
But
I'll keep his update when I put it on. Then I'll
let us know.
I'll let you know on the stream.
I'll jump back to Mac and McRae. Got any ideas how much a standard block can hold comfortably? Horsepower wise,
stock power.
Yeah, comfortably stock. Yeah, but
Maybe
reliably
the max we normally recommend or see anyone do comfortably and survive is probably around 180 kilowatt.
Yeah,
which
it depends on age.
You can run around 200, but to do it comfortably, where you know you're not going to kill things quickly.
Yeah,
180
is a very safe number, but I don't know how that transfers to horsepower.
Yeah, well, you see
I did see a lot of people selling.
I have a computer.
WRXs with about 220.
Yeah, see, mine had 185 kilowatts in it. Yeah, blew a ringland, so.
Around 241 horsepower is what I would say would comfortably handle it. Kyle said goodbye gearbox. That's a very touchy one. Like I've said in a few videos before, it comes down to the driver and what kind of clutch you have.
Oh yeah.
Because I've had friends who have over 200 kilowatts who go to racetracks and race on the track, and they still have a standard 5-speed gearbox.
And I guess it would depend a bit on your clutch as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like no heavy duty.
What ratio your gearbox would be?
5-speed anyway.
Because if you've got a longer ratio, it's going to be.
Yeah, and again, like even John just said, if you launch, launching's bad for it. You just don't launch a Subaru.
That's like, even though yes, I do have an NA, I did opt in for a factory replacement clutch because I don't want to break my transmission. It's already halfway there.
Do you want to check the Carl's setup for us, Mr. Citol? He sent to the thingamajig.
Oh, okay.
But we also have so Carl said. Where are we? But yeah, so I wouldn't go anywhere over like 250 horsepower to the motor comfortably. And I don't know where Macca McRae is, but we're talking about in Australia.
And the SDI blocks are normally...
Oh, SDI blocks are more? SDI blocks are a lot more.
About 250, 280.
I've seen them hold 300 with head studs, easy. So
it also depends on how lucky you are.
And it depends how you tune it and how.
And what I guess what turbo as well, because if you go on a bigger turbo, it will actually last. It'll be better for the motor because it's not making the torque, because that's normally what can destroy motors a bit.
So yeah, Macca said, "Wow." So I was surprised my block. You might there's no guarantee. Like we've had friends do unique things like. One of our friends broke a timing belt 3 times on his car and never had valves hit pistons. And that was in a Subaru, which it should have.
Wasn't that the same guy who rear-wheel drive converted that same car?
Yeah, he also rear-wheel drive converted that.
All he did was just keep on destroying shafts.
Yeah, he beat on it. But yeah, the other thing is, being rear-wheel drive, the only issue with braking things for you is going to be if you grip up. Because I'm also rear-wheel drive, I've got a rear-wheel drive H6 Liberty.
But you got a 6-speed.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about that. I got the strong box. Reese also asks... Oh, thank you. What is the easiest way to identify an EJ207 bottom end? My mate has bought a WRX with so-called STI swap. Underneath the power steering pump, there should be... SCO2?
S20C.
S20C. I got the letters and numbers right. I just got
It's just
the
a little
order
bit
wrong.
dyslexic. It's fine.
Yeah. Shh. But yeah. So yeah. What was it again? I already forgot.
S20C.
S20C should be underneath the power stand. That's pretty much the easiest way. But the only other thing is, it depends on what 207 it is.
Yeah.
Because they could be calling it a 207, which a version 6 STI is, but it's not the good 207. It'll be stamped under the power steering pump.
That's the thing though, is that the version 6 207 is great if you want to close deck.
Well, any motor's good when you close deck it.
Well, great for closed deck because it's easier than a.
Yeah, it's cheaper to buy that than.
And Maka said he went all out. But let's jump back to Justin because this photo actually looks quite interesting. Hey,
Yeah, so this like
Carl's photos are in there.
just
yeah,
so
so
I
I
can
think,
pop some drugs. I'll hide my camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rohan was asking about how
Oh, there you go. That's how we
How
went
to-
through.
went through to where the headlights are and stuff. So that's
Oh,
they're bulkhead fittings. You just drill a hole and they like lock nut together, and then there's basically just 2AN fittings that you can
On
just
either
screw onto.
side.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's actually dope.
Yeah.
Same thing. And that's the actual cooler.
Oh, yeah. So you did go aftermarket. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
I can't remember if anyone had asked yet.
I think you did, but I said when the photo comes up.
It went aftermarket cooler.
Yeah, see, that's pretty big. You can go like the half size and probably be fine, but you know, bigger the better.
Power
That's
steering.
power steering.
So where did you drill the holes?
Yeah,
to
you definitely
the-
don't need that big. Like,
Yeah, no.
It's just sort of like it was the same price almost, I think, for that size, and I was like, might as well, especially when it's running right near the exhaust.
Seeing Repco Max starting to sell the coolers as well. They're listed as transmission coolers, but they work the same.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I got. I can't remember that.
If you want to, Macca, send it to 3P and we can pop the picture up.
So that was my, currently it's previous downpipe, but that was the downpipe I was using. You can't really see the bow mouth, but I don't even know what it was. I got that for like $80 because someone just upgraded, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that $80 with the heat wrap on it?
No,
Oh.
that was, and not with that O2 sensor either.
Because that's the thing, if it
Because
was
that's,
$80 with that heat wrap, that would have been mostly heat wrap that you paid for.
That looks
Yeah.
like an expensive O2 sensor.
Yeah, that's for
Wideband?
AFR gauge, yeah.
Yeah.
Wideband gauge, yeah.
Let me get. Is it AEM?
No, it's Pro Sport, I think it is. Is
Oh,
that
okay.
what it's called? But
Um,
they're that one's like a digital one, like the ugly, like needle ones. Well, I think it is a needle, but it's not. There's like two different versions you can get. One's like ugly as,
you
and
got
the one
the
I've got is
non-ugly
good. I don't
one.
know if I have a photo of it, but
I'll quickly pop up the photo of Carl's setup for his
Yeah.
catch can. It's
You tried zooming in on that screen, didn't you?
shush. Yeah, so that's how Carl has his set up. Where's the
pretty
other
nice.
photos? I guess that's showing that it is effective at stopping gunk going
yeah,
through.
see, like,
That was after 6 months.
I'm assuming the one
After
on the
6
right is
months.
Yeah.
the return sort of thing.
That's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping this side here
Because that looks like the
is
best,
yeah.
cleanest bit. I'm assuming it goes back maybe. And
Yeah, I'm
that's the
assuming
new
it comes in through the
input.
steel wool.
Yeah,
Actually, I have. Yeah,
and this one at the bottom might be.
yeah. So that is the return there.
yeah, the one
so,
in the bottom might be in as well.
Oh, yep. And then he has that hidden. Oh wow, that is actually hidden neatly.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Mm. Oh, and the bottom just it's a drain that goes straight to the return. Straight to the reservoir. That's actually cool.
The fact that the drain goes straight to the rest is actually really nice.
So yeah, so that here goes straight back down.
Because it means you
Ah,
don't manually drain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the excess oil goes back down into the
I
reservoir.
have to look into that.
That is very neat.
So that's why like what an AOS like is good for.
That's pretty much, but yeah.
That's the benefit of an AOS over like.
If you get a good one.
Yeah.
Because yeah, as you saw in the photos, it doesn't run back to sun.
Just like to the ground.
I hope not to.
No, it goes to the sun, like for the video, but
Yeah.
if anyone's watching, it's just a sun.
Oh, he keeps it separated because of the water that gets into it, yeah.
It's an extra, like, little...
But yeah, so you can see how effective a little bit of steel wool can be.
Photos from that are up.
Yeah. We'll quickly pop Macca's photos up, and then we'll jump...
Or like
I'm adding too many photos. That's not the one I want. It's empty.
Huh?
The folder's empty.
Oh, give it a minute.
What we'll do, we'll jump back to Justin. Oh, hang on. Is that what I want? Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I didn't go that far out.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
It's pretty pain.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty nice.
So it's still a
Take
R160. That is pretty cool looking, though. What is it in? Is it like a GC or something? No, it's some form of GD. How do I know? Oh!
What?
I twisted my ankle in a painful way.
Oh.
well done. You want to zoom in so the friendly people on the screen can see as well? There you
No.
go.
Yeah, it's a
That's
GD.
similar colour to mine, man.
Okay, Mr. Rohan, how do I know
Wait,
it's a
is
GD?
that a gold block? Or is it just...
I'm assuming
It
he
looks like
painted it
painted, it
yellow.
doesn't
Okay, I was going to say, because otherwise that'd be very...
I was going to say it'd be really cool if I knew someone who had enough money to buy one of those blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, let me correct that. Who had enough money to just waste and buy one of those blocks.
I mean, we do know
Because I know mates who have... I know lots of mates who have the money
But won't do
who
it
could
on that.
buy the block, but they're not stupid enough to buy that block.
Don't you mean intelligent enough?
I'm
It
slapping you.
seems like a very smart idea to buy that block, I'm not going to lie.
But even the Kevlar belt is
There's
cool.
Forester that could be put in.
But yeah, mine's very stealth mode. I don't like people knowing mine's rear wheel drive.
So how can you tell that it's
He
GD?
did try to copy it. How can I tell?
Yes.
Well, one, it's got TGVs, and two, it's got the bung for the front O2 sensor.
Ah.
Jeez, man. You gotta pick up on these things, bro. I've been trying to teach you for how long?
Sorry, I'm legally blind.
At least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, probably 6.
But yeah, so we'll drop that down. What I'm going to do though, Cito, because I don't want to take drugs on stream whilst people are watching,
You're gonna have to like explain now.
painkiller, they already know.
Okay.
They already know I'm in pain. One of the friends just gave me one, so
Real quick.
don't... No, I'm just going to remove myself from the stream and Cito can talk for a second with Justin. If Justin has another photo picked. I'll wait till he picks another photo.
Give me a sec.
I'm awake. It's fine.
I try to be.
There you go.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I've got to make sure that one of these days this doesn't pop up.
Please don't do that.
There's no swearing. Justin's going to find a picture soon.
Soon enough.
Right, give me a sec.
Look at all the peer pressure.
I'll make it easy.
Library.
So much peer pressure. Peer pressure. Yeah, man. It's not live.
Well, there you go.
We
Oh, there you
were-
go.
Hey, if you're volunteering,
So, alright, does Brian know what that is?
I know what that is.
Bugger, that means I can't go away yet. Rohan, quick, answer the question. We've talked about this probably before. Actually, no, we probably haven't.
No, we haven't.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is a fuel pump, but that's not it.
That's exactly what that is.
Why is
That's
there another
not
one?
what he was getting at, though.
That is where the fuel pump lays.
That's if you were correct. That is where the fuel pump is.
Quick take drugs.
I don't know.
No, because I'm still here.
I don't
Because if
know.
I close myself, he can't be heard. So this, what's this?
Some sort of relay?
Yeah. Why do you need a relay?
Well, it's a fuel pump.
Yeah,
You
well,
need a fuel pump relay to run a
Mm.
fuel pump.
But that's,
Yeah, that's not the
obviously
stock relay.
factory.
Yeah, no, because normally it's located in the engine bay.
Yeah, so why is it there? Why is it not just using the factory?
It would have
Why-
to be
why would I
aftermarket
make that
fuel
mod?
pump.
oh, he's getting there. Aftermarket fuel pump. I'm liking it.
It
Yeah.
has to be aftermarket because otherwise you wouldn't need to put a relay because of the amount of resistance the factory one has.
It's pretty smart, this kid. Normally, if you see that, you know they're running like at least a Warbro 460.
Yeah.
Because-
Currently, I don't have that, but that's more.
Well, you haven't got a
Oh, really?
460.
Nah, that's when I go 85. I'm gonna be going.
Oh, so you got one ready to go.
Yeah, I've done like a bunch of mods ready for next. Like even my injectors, I didn't need 1000cc for the power I was on.
Future proof.
Yeah, I like. And like that's a even on that like whatever pump you've got, like that's a good mod to prevent anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like not with this style, but the new, I think it was the 08 Pluses, had an issue where that plug there was catching on fire and melting. There was a big recall about them. Because as you're aware, no, from factory.
Probably not a
Like
good
the
place to have
factory
fire.
plugs were catching on. Yeah, it's not a good place to have fire.
Yeah.
I
Generally
mean,
not.
it's worse. But
What,
Nice.
inside the fuel tank?
yeah.
Um,
We'll see another place where there's fire.
before I disappear and let Cito do a bit of talking, this is something I can answer. Macas asks, do the R180 diffs fit in the cradle, I believe? Yes,
Yes.
they do.
Don't you have to replace
And-
the bushes?
Nope. They go straight in.
Straight
Okay.
bolting.
If you want proof, go lay down. Oh, it's not here. I was going to say go look at the green car because we did it in it.
Which
Bu-
green car?
Nathaniel's.
R200 really.
Didn't we go R180 in his?
No.
Is he only
They
R160?
keep
Yeah.
telling me that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
They're wrong. You can get an R200 really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's not straight bolt in.
It's practically straight bolt in.
It's not.
And
It's just massaging a couple of
also
things.
asks if the custom
Yeah.
shafts hold up. As far as I've been told, the R180 to R160 shafts are not as strong
No.
as R180 to R180.
I think they're the same, if not weaker, than R160
Yeah.
shafts.
And can you get thicker ones? You can always get thicker ones. It costs more money because you're going to have to get custom. The best bet is to go and get R180 hubs. Or, like John said, spend some dosh and go R200.
And then
Because
get custom built
if
up.
you're spending enough money, like I'm doing mine on the cheap because my car costs me nothing and I just feel like it. But if you're actually doing it to go out and drift and go crazy, you're probably best looking at getting the custom cradle kits from the States and putting one of those in because they have custom kits that bolt in. You can bolt in anything. You can get S15 like Sylvia hubs pressed into Subaru knuckles and
And for
The world's
anyone,
end.
anyone wondering,
I mean,
the 300 ZXs, I think the early 90s ones, use a 3.9 ratio rear diff.
they have an R2, the early 300 ZXs, they have an R200, but they have what's classified as a long nose, which looks the same as the R180 and the R160s.
But it's different, slightly.
As far as I was aware, it's slightly different, but I also have someone here who's saying it's not, and I kind of lean towards believing him because he's had it in his car.
and running. So
Yeah.
Fair.
It's not like he just put it in to make it rear-wheel drive. He had it working.
So
As
you,
an all-wheel
you had
drive.
to use a hammer to custom manufacture some of the other side of the car to fit it.
yes,
And yes, of course, they're solid tail shafts made for these.
there's
They're very, very expensive because they're normally carbon fiber and all that.
But it fits.
Reese, the answer for that,
Yeah.
6-speed. I feel like you'd agree with that, Justin.
6 speed. Yeah.
Cedo?
It
I
is.
don't know what the
Build a
question
5-speed or 6-speed? Buy a 6-speed.
is. I built a 5-speed. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
It's
There you go.
it's a lot more expensive to build.
But
a
again,
fast
on top of that,
It's like a $14,000 gearbox.
what John's forgetting to mention is yes, he built it, but he also was an idiot and made it a dog engagement.
And did it great? Yes, it did. So ha.
That
I'm
one
not
there,
sure what your point is there.
the swapping to 114.5.
114.3.
What?
It's 114.3, not 5.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it's
4.3.
114.35.
Yeah. Not 3.5, 114.3. That's all it is.
Okay, I don't.
It's no 5.
I thought it was 114.3.
No. It's 114.3.
Okay, well, he's asking if the conversion's worth it. The only way I feel like it's worth it is if you're tracking the car
Mm-hmm.
extremely hard and you need the larger bearings.
Or if you're going for bulk power.
Or, no, bulk power doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was good for
Because
my
he's talking about the hubs,
It was good for my hill climbs. That's
is
why I
is
did
what
it.
I'm assuming. The hubs, like the wheel hubs. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. Unless, again, also, if you are a Stancy Boy word I can't say on stream, you can get a lot more wheels for that ratio.
You mean how
Durability, like I said, for durability, it's only noticeable
I didn't do
if you're tracking it and running major heat through the bearings.
Or pretty high
I didn't
camber.
do that with us.
Like- For me, with the setup that I've got, it might be beneficial to go for the larger bearings in the front because of the fact I'm running such high camber.
But yeah, like, being the stronger bearings, I don't feel like, because it's not a matter of just getting the hubs.
No.
Like we've gone through, it's the hubs, you need struts to match it. It's a lot of work, a lot of money.
Isn't it only for the front though? For the strut?
For the struts, yeah, but it's still a lot of work to do.
Unless you put coilovers, then you
And
just undo the bottom
Like I
half.
said though, it's only something I'd recommend if you need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it is great having the stronger bearings, but are you going to need the stronger bearings?
Also keeping in mind
I
that
used
you
to
have...
roll climb mine and I was still running.
5x100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
500 was fine.
Like, I know a lot of people who still run 5x100 and
And
they
then
don't
the
have an
other
issue.
thing to keep in mind is wheels. So you have to buy another set of wheels to
Yeah.
run. So if you're like me and bought that genuine set of wheels,
114s. There's a lot of wheels out.
Yeah, there's lots of wheels for
but
114.
that's the thing is if you're like me and bought new genuine wheels.
Yeah, he bought a brand new set of rims, so he'd be stupid to do it.
Yeah.
So bare minimum for a 6-speed swap then is matching rear diff and drive shafts. Well, it's pretty much matching rear diff and tail shaft would be matching rear diff and tail shaft would be the bare minimum.
Yeah,
Because-
it's still an R160.
Yeah, if it's R160, you can keep the shafts, you can keep the hubs.
Flywheel and clutch too. Nope, they can stay.
You can use 5-speed stuff. I
Yep.
probably would recommend to upgrade it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You
but
may as
you
well
don't
buy that.
have to. If
Yeah.
we're talking bare minimum, you can get a box, you can get a diff, you can get a tail shaft.
You need the clutch fork though.
Yeah,
That's
you need the
essential.
fork.
But you can keep the slave cylinder
Oh, and
and start.
you
Throw it
also
back.
need to make sure you have the right. No, throw it bearing, same. You need to make sure you have the right shifter linkage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure, like, if you want it for a GD and you want bare minimum to get by, do not cheap out and buy a Liberty box because in the end you're going to be paying more.
Yes. Because
Depends
you
how
have,
cheap you get it.
because
Yeah.
of the fact that you have to do the speed sensor conversion, don't you?
Hmm.
As well as a few other things.
Yeah.
You don't need to know how fast.
Yeah. So
Because for anyone wondering, the speed sensor for a Liberty is on the hub as opposed to for a
well,
Pro Shop.
so Mac has said the list is growing. It only grows if you don't get the right thing from the start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if you mix and match bits and pieces, that's when you run into an issue.
Yeah.
Like if you were to go and get a Bug-Eye 6-speed, get a diff out of, what was it, the What had the R160 39s?
You can
The
go with
Liberty
my car.
Autos?
You can go with my car as well.
Liberty Autos had them? Was it Liberty Auto or Liberty...
No, Impreza, GCA.
The
Yeah.
GC's had
Yeah.
3.9.
You get a
Yeah.
R160...
Mine's
So
3.9.
did the Gen 2 Liberty manual, I believe.
You get an R160 diff.
3.9 in as well.
Your...
One's an earlier gearbox.
Yours would be a 3.9 gearbox with a step down to 3.5.
Oh yeah, the rear diff is that. Next
Yeah.
to 1.1.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got the step
I
down.
couldn't remember which one was, whether it was that or.
Oh, there you go. So it turns out Carl's building a speed sensor converter, and it's going to cost him about $50, which wouldn't be bad. But yeah, it's pretty much if you have the wrecker and you can tell them exactly what you need,
Oh yeah.
it's
You could
so
do
much
that.
easier.
Or just buy a donor car.
But no, because even then it still gets too much. Because if he's trying to do a bare minimum, you just need the gearbox, an R160 diff, the tail shaft, and that's it.
Yeah, fair.
Well, and the shifter linkage, which normally you'd hope would come with the gearbox.
I was going to say that it would be cheaper to
Not
buy.
always, but
It'd be cheaper to buy the parts car and then flow off the rest, but then considering the prices of parts Subarus lately, no.
No.
Also depends on how much work you want.
I just realised I really want to get up and go over and slap Justin.
Why?
Because I only just saw the
You noticed
photo.
the horns.
You
I
know
was
what?
waiting for it.
I'm going to take my drugs. It's up to you, Siva.
I'm not. It's okay. I'm not going to slap you.
I mean, I kind of want to slap you.
Hello, horns, best horns.
All right. So what else are we looking at in this photo then?
Oh well, that one's just like most of the engine
I think
back
I
together
think
as well,
Yeah.
like almost ready to start, or maybe even more. I don't know. There's
How long
nothing-
did this whole process take you? Because I know it was a while.
It was a while. I think. Well, basically, from when I actually started pulling the motor, once I started putting it back together and stuff,
Yeah.
it was probably around 6 months or so. Because I was just sort of slowly chipping away, slowly doing stuff, painting the engine bay as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, just getting parts together, putting it. Yeah, like actually once I got all the parts and really just shoved it together, it doesn't take long obviously to put the motor in. It was mainly the custom like fuel lines, all that was sort of just taking my time doing that, figuring that out. And obviously the power steering, stuff like that. That was all the custom stuff that sort of was taking my time. I was just like slowly going through that, learning how to do those stuff.
How much did you learn? Like, how much did you know before you started?
Oh, I was.
Not a lot. Don't you
No,
remember
no,
him
I
coming
don't
down and
remember a
asking us questions?
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. I put, well, actually, initially I put STI 550 or whatever they were injectors in my NA1. It barely ran. It ran up the road, but then it would like cut at like 4,000. And then I put WX ones in there. It ran for ages, and I just left them in there because I couldn't be able to take them out.
Yeah.
And so that's about my knowledge, was putting those in the NA thing.
It's like you don't do that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, but now I know like way more than I've learned so much. Like, the only thing is like a lot of people don't have these sort of tools that like I have a lot of tools because my dad's a mechanic, so
Oh, right.
he's had
Yeah.
like and even his dad before that had heaps of tools as well. So I've got heaps of tools. So it's like
Yeah.
I got most of the tools. Just sort of got to do the work and like figure it out and like learn stuff. Just researching all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to put out there, with a Subaru, you don't need too many tools. It makes
No,
it
no.
easier to have a
No.
lot of tools,
Yeah.
but you can get away
That's
with
the thing,
working
it
on a
makes it lot
Subaru
of
with
things easier.
sweet FA tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, having access to things that like to make your life easier is great.
Yeah.
Like cam tools. If you have the right tools to undo the cams, primo. If you don't,
Or just undo
Oh.
it's a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Even
Some
even
of
on
them.
waste,
Mm.
just all waste.
Yeah.
I don't think he has access to a hoist.
But an engine stand in a
Engine stand
and an
and
engine
crane.
crane, like a lot of people don't have that.
Mm.
It's not that
Yeah.
expensive, I guess, if you're going to commit to
A crane? Yeah,
I'm
I've
doing
noticed
it.
They're
They're
not
not
really
that expensive for one
No.
that will work. Subaru motors aren't heavy or anything, so you don't need that much to
Like
get
if
there.
it's with it as an engine crane, it's saying it's cheaper than the jack you bought.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, yeah. And he's saying that because, yes, I went out and I bought a $400 jack. But, in my defense, it's a very super low boy. It's like, lowest point is like 60 mil off the ground. So, like, I have
under your
I can,
new intercooler that you're going to get for
yeah,
your...
so it'll fit underneath my VL intercooler, primo, and then it also goes the highest out of all of the jacks I have for sale, which also helps
that can
because
fit you
Yeah,
under
big
there.
boy.
I'm a big boy, I'm not a little guy. So anything that helps me get as high as possible is all I need.
You just dig a pit in your parents' place.
Yeah, I don't think I kind of have this model that's a touchy subject. Let's not talk about it. She got
What have
really...
you done?
Well, where my car parks, there must have been a little bit of loose cement, like where my front right-hand wheel sat on the driveway in the garage.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, pivoting and moving back and forth. There's a big hole there now. And no one had noticed it because my car tyre was always over it. But the other night, when I was fixing my CV shaft, obviously, car was all the way forward, jacked up, and yeah, Mum saw it, and
Cracked it.
yeah, she cracked it. Just a little bit.
Does this mean that
Anyone got a socket for doing the rack ends I can borrow for a day? There's a special socket for doing rack ends?
Oh, maybe
Yes,
because that
they
Allen
are.
key, like, through hole thing.
It's like about yay long. And you
Oh,
slip it
he's
over
talking
the-
about
Oh,
going
it's
all the
inner
way
rack
in,
ends.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
you slip
No.
it right over.
Yeah, I know
your
exactly what
I
you're
thought
talking
you just
about.
used spanner, no?
Mm.
No.
Ah,
Yeah, that's what I
For
did.
the outers,
I
not for
use-
the inners.
Ah.
I used a spanner and I
Yeah.
stood on it and just torqued it hard.
we can do dodgy stuff if you
Well,
want.
I mean, the way I did it was I just got a spanner, stood on it, and just torqued it hard.
He can't use the spanner he's tried, so it must be too tight.
Yeah.
I don't know what's leading.
Me either.
I was going to say, wait. Okay, sorry, dyslexic kicked in again. For some reason, I thought he said he needed it at the track tomorrow. I'm like, are you planning on breaking your rack at the track?
Yes.
He can't use the spanner he's tried. I used Hoke's clamps and Stilson's, and that didn't work as well. Buy a new rack.
Just go on JOS and buy a FA092, you'll be fine.
I was going to say, just hit up Jason, see if he's got any laying around.
He doesn't want to sell them.
In all
He
honesty,
does.
it might be easier to buy new racks.
Yeah.
It may actually be.
I didn't realise that body
Alright,
kit
he's
didn't
taken
come
it out.
painted.
I don't know how it goes.
Or just take it out, send it for
Wow.
a rebuild, and they'll do it for you.
Wait, did you paint the body
And
kit
you get a
yourself?
rebuild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I painted the whole car myself.
Wow.
There's some more photos coming up about, like...
Is that? Please tell me that's like full line straight through, no cat, no muffler.
Yeah,
no
that wasn't there for that long. I got in trouble for that from my
Oh.
parents because I live in my parents' house, so they're like... And I come home at 12 o'clock at night.
Hey, I used to have that
So
happen
that was pretty
too.
loud.
I had that happen a lot. But you know what was bad? So did you ever hear my STI, Justin? Like the one with the big old, when I had the cannon on it?
No.
Like you've probably seen the two-step videos and all
Yeah,
that,
I
yeah?
had the two-step video.
Yeah, it's pretty loud, yeah? Imagine trying to go up like a driveway like that at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when I decide to come home. Your mum and dad did not like that.
Yeah, just two-step.
No, really?
I don't know why,
I'm not sure either.
but yeah.
Fortunately for me, I got my black Subaru after Mum moved overseas.
Dude, that looks like such a nice exhaust though.
Yeah, that was all custom too. I did that. Like that was.
So wait,
the
you
second
weld
exhaust.
as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm learning on the job, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
So you reckon you'll be able to make me quad tip blasties for my car?
Please don't do that. It's bad enough without the resonator.
Oh, I don't know.
No welding my diff yet.
No.
Well, you get.
Oh, there's
Pig knows
That is a- You actually did really well with that. It's
Yeah,
freaking
'cause I did
straight.
I didn't have a bender or anything, so I just did like a bit of a ply cutty sort of thing.
Yeah,
to get the bends. But it's pretty straight. Like,
You did keep it, yeah?
I do actually have that bit there, but I've got a nice fat cannon that's gonna be on it soon
Yeah.
with a bit of
You
a
see,
cat
that
leak.
would work.
Oh, that's
Is that how you got it?
Yes.
pretty much, yeah. That's a front end video of it, a picture of it, where it was when I bought it.
Yeah.
Not
a bit rough.
actual weld though.
Yeah, those headlights have seen better days.
Yeah, I cleaned them up, but you know, I got new ones now. But yeah, a bit rough.
So did you end up doing a resto on them, or did you just replace them?
Well, I did like clean them up, and then they weren't too bad. You just needed to. It wasn't even much of a sand job. It was just sort of,
Just a little quick buff
oxidation.
out.
But yeah, they're pretty easy to clean up.
Wait,
It's
did
just
you-
the main thing I have struggled with is like finding a good product to
Do
put
it
on it.
Yeah.
to like keep it that way for a long time. Like a lot of them are.
A lot of the
Yeah.
time, clear coat just works. You just clear
Yeah.
coat them.
Problem with clear coat is like it's a bit not perfect.
Yeah.
It looks a bit
Well,
funny,
you
and also
have
it
to do
it can affect the light a bit. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to get a better
You have
solution
to
than
wet
that.
sand it up
Yeah.
to, I think it was like 3,000 or 6,000 grit.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a bit
you
annoying.
go,
I'm like,
headlight resto.
I actually found I think I've been using some I can't remember what it's called. It's some ceramic sort of hybrid wax thing, and it's been working pretty well. That my current headlights have been clean, like been what they look like for a while now. So it's just like a waxy thing, ceramic wax. Seemed to work pretty well. Yeah, that's.
Well, you went ham.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of like annoying things as well when we were painting it. That door, you can probably see it like there's a bunch of filler and shit on it, but like it's like
Different
it
color.
had a big dent in it, so it was like, and it was so painful to get out. So we ended up just buying a new door. We should have bought that ages before.
So how long did that paint job take you to do?
It's over like a bunch of weekends. It probably took, I'd say like 3 months or so, over a bunch of
Jeez.
weekends.
So you
The
just
painting
did
is the
kind of
easy
like,
bit, but the painting was like
yeah, the
one
sanding
weekend,
bit's the hard part.
yeah, prepping. And the boot was also a pain in the ass. It was just stripping off. Every time I sand it, it would just start peeling off.
Yeah.
So I had to fully strip the whole boot.
You could have taken one out of MCM's book where they literally just sprayed paint stripper on the car.
And it was doing the same on that pillar too, because it was just like been sitting in the sun.
Yeah,
for
it
too
had just
long
been
and
through so many heat cycles.
Yeah, the body on this thing wasn't very good.
Owen asks, he's like, what did he miss? Nothing.
A lot.
That's when it's
Yeah, not a
primed
lot,
up.
it's fine.
That was after primer.
Yeah. I didn't realise you went through this much work. I didn't realise you painted it.
Yeah, that was the original interior as well. I didn't have I don't have that anymore. I've got the
05?
the facelift one. Looks way better, but I painted that match as well. That's I guess probably the first photo.
Wow, that's
painted.
a clean.
That was good.
Yeah, that color is off like most of the new like WXs,
Yeah.
BRZs and stuff like that. The pearl white. I think it's
Did you
called.
have any issues with the paint not being right on any panels?
No, the paint was great because
Well,
I got some good paint. Like I'm like not getting super
Cheap
cheap
stuff.
paint or something like that. I went and got Color Fast.
Yeah.
They're near like Digi and stuff. I don't know where it is.
Well,
But they're pretty good. They helped me out. They gave me the right. They didn't tell me exactly what paint to use. They give you the hardener, all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Mark asks if it's solid white or pearl, but it's a pearl, yeah?
Yeah, it's a crystal. I think it's called Crystal White Pearl.
Do you guys remember Crafts? He used to have the white 86 that was that colour.
I think so.
Nice colour.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's exactly that color. Yeah, especially
Well,
when you
thing
get
is-
like the sun on it,
Yeah.
you can really shine. Yeah.
All the little flakes. We had a car, I don't know if it was pearl white, but you remember that white one that did the same? It might have been a pearl white. It looked awesome.
Coming in.
What is it, the last one, is it?
I'm going to try and finish making the garden the road.
Well, I'm not gonna last photo of that.
Cool.
Oh no.
Do I see when you change pick?
This one. This is the new headlights I got.
Hell yeah. Are they
I sort of
HID
wish
ones?
yeah, they're JDM
Ooh.
HIDs. I sort of regret getting the JDM ones because HIDs are a bit annoying.
It does make it a
I
bit
wish I
more-
went LEDs and like finding LEDs that fit that.
Yeah, I don't know how
Okay.
they go.
And also, I had problems with like the ballast was just old, and I actually ended up getting from JCar like a H7, I think maybe,
Yeah,
like
I think-
HID like retrofit
Yeah.
to like get new ballast and stuff, all new wiring and stuff. The problem of the plug was a H7 plug, so it wasn't a proper plug. So I had to sort of cut the plug a bit
And
to like
modify
fit perfectly in the hole. There's still obviously a bracket that bolts it on, sort of thing, but and line up properly. So I had to cut that, but that worked well. And then obviously I cleaned them up, and that's
Once
it
they were
on the
cleaned
car.
up. Yeah, those headlights look so
And
much better.
yeah, if you've got a bug eye, like this is the best mod you could do. It makes it look so much better. These headlights just it changes the look of the car completely.
Mm. My only gripe with the front is that you didn't get a STI front grille.
Yeah, I've actually got one of them.
You have got one of them now?
Just got to paint it
Aren't you disappointed that
as
it's
I go. I'm painting on that. I got to paint that, but yeah, I got an STI one with so that's coming. That's
Okay, hang on. Can I put? Actually, no, because we've already pretty much answered it. Damn it!
What?
I was gonna ask Rohan what ratio gearbox you'd have just by looking at that photo, but we already talked about it.
3.9 down to
But how can you tell from that photo?
which model of bug eye
his
is.
red line in his car.
Yes. But can you tell why that'd have a 3.9 or 354 gearbox? Come on, tell me. I believe in you.
What, because it's an 01 bug eye?
Yeah, but why can you tell in that photo?
Do you know the answer to
you
I
know
know
that-
what he's looking at. Yeah.
The
Okay,
quarters?
No.
Oh,
Come on, man. I've talked about it before.
It's a small little thing.
It's a very small thing. Look, I'll even give you a hint. It's somewhere in that area.
It's black.
Look, Justin's even helping you zooming in. Come on, Rohan.
Antenna?
Yes.
There you go. You figured it out.
You're learning, my dude. You're learning, my dude. But yeah, so remember the early bug eyes still had the antenna up there,
Yeah.
whereas the later ones got it in the rear window. And
then you can see
therefore,
my
yeah.
other headlights that were polished, but
Yeah,
still
so that
not
was
as
them,
nice.
the first style.
Yeah, just the
I'm kind of
standard.
disappointed that I wasn't out there videoing that revving.
And that
What,
was-
you've never seen that car rev?
Well, I didn't video it revving.
Oh, just ask him nicely. You might do it again later. Ooh.
So that's retrofitted and it works completely fine now?
It's not even. It was just plug and play, that one.
Oh, fair enough.
Hmm.
I think one plug had to be like you just flip it around. It might be the upside down, but
Yeah.
it worked perfectly.
So how's the DCCD controller work? Does it work good?
That doesn't work. I don't have one of those. No, eventually I do actually want to get that to actually work. Apparently it's hard to do, but you know, I'm studying engineering, so I should be able to.
Well,
Yeah.
you can get DCCD
I
for
should
the
be able
5
to get it
speeds.
You can get a controller.
Well, I want to get 6-speed eventually. That's
Yeah.
You can
before I
get
can
the
get some more
controller
power.
that's hooked up to the gauge, but not hooked up to the transmission. You just sit there playing with it. You could do that.
Yeah, so hopefully eventually I will get actually get a DCCD 6-speed and get that to work as well as the ultimate goal.
Oh, so hang on. There you go. Mac has just asked, so are they good or bad?
Yeah.
I've got the same bug. So it's just the gearbox is the main. As far as I know, nothing else really changes, but it's just the gearbox ratio.
Yeah.
And
So-
isn't it like the worst gearbox?
Yeah, the 354 is the one that is
It's from the
notorious
GT8s, isn't
for
it?
dying. It's the one from the Oz
The
Deli-
ratios, 'cause they're longer.
Yeah, it's from the Oz delivered GC8s.
Yeah.
So they're the longer ratio box. They tend to be the most fragile. And yeah, just when you went to the O2, so the model that didn't have the aerial there, you got the 444. Again, not the greatest 5-speed.
Isn't
Because-
the 511 the best one to have of the...
So in my eyes, the 411 is the best ratio to have.
Sorry.
I love the 411, but you also have the newer Model 5 speeds that had a thicker gear set, which was also 444. But 411 is amazing.
Well,
And-
you were how new? Like, current?
05.
Okay.
The Maya 5, I believe it was. Was it the Maya 5 setter?
For what?
That got the thicker gear set that changed the gearbox.
03.
03. There you go. And what's the rev on the dash to?
Oh,
And you might have to jump back.
the,
Which bit? The thing in between the fuel and the
oh
heat?
yeah, the knob. I'm assuming he's talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
That's the the rev limiter thing.
Does
And
that
that
work?
works. Yeah, that works.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfectly.
It's in-
It's
it's-
plug and play.
Oh, wait, yeah, no, it's not a rev, sorry. It's not a rev limiter. It is a.
Well, it's just a light
It's a rev light.
and buzzer.
Yeah.
You can turn the buzzer off as well.
Oh, so you can. It's literally a shift light built in.
The buzzer's
it's a
actually
factory shift
better
light.
for. I prefer the buzzer because like
Yeah,
you're watching the road. If you're going fast, you're watching the road, not like
Yeah.
looking at your
The
dash.
red
Like, you
light's
are
on.
looking at your dash, but not like constantly looking for a light.
that's
It's a lot
why with
easier to
me-
hear a noise.
Yeah, it's a shift light. So if you look
Yeah.
above the STI in the middle and the knob, the dial, you'll see just a circle.
Just below where it says times 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah, so that's the shift light. So you can set it. I think it's anywhere from like 15 or 2,000.
Well, yeah, it was pretty much.
And
well,
then
I don't know.
yeah,
I didn't go all the
Let
way
me
lower,
shift
but
every 2,000.
it was about 2,000 that it was
The lowest.
You could go to. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't go any lower. Like
Yeah,
I don't
and
know
it
what you
just
can go
flashes, and then you can press it in to turn on and off the beep.
yeah, so you
So-
press it in, and then it goes to the next setting, and it's dash dash. So it confused me at first, but dash dash just means off, I think.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you turn it on. It
And it
doesn't
says
say
on.
off for some reason. It just
Yeah.
says dash dash.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
that's
Like
buzzer,
it's
yeah.
empty. Like the setting is empty then.
Yeah.
but
And the
yeah.
only other thing I guess that doesn't work on this is the rear diff temp. It just is a light that's on, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really matter.
No.
It's just a light.
Exactly. But yeah, yeah, I love that. That's something I missed. Like I used to use that all the time because of how laggy my car was
Yeah.
and how quick. But once it got on to boost, like
It's
how
redline
quick I'd
instantly.
go through it,
Yeah.
I'd bounce off limiter way too quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to use that all the time. I love that light.
Yeah, and obviously this one also has the upgrade. Like for me, I used to upgrade in the middle, like the rev in the middle.
Yeah,
That's
Being
normally on the
STI,
right
yeah.
on the bug eyes. And I originally actually got. Eh?
Oh, and it's JDM
yeah,
too.
it's so nice.
It's JDM as well.
Yeah, that's a JDM one. Yeah.
Figure that
Because
out.
it goes to 180.
Oh.
Why are you asking me this?
Because I can't see it from here. I'm legally blind.
Okay.
Or just tired.
Are you actually?
No, I'm just
They,
tired.
these don't do anything.
Yeah, I actually bought a different one before this. It was like an 02 SDI one that was pretty standard, but it had the rev in the middle, and it wasn't red for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the guy said it was red and stuff, but I hooked it up, and it had like water damage on it, so it didn't work properly. And then luckily that guy was nice and gave me my money
A
back and
refund, yeah.
stuff. And then I
Um,
bought this one for the I think it was a little bit more expensive, but this one was actually the one I prefer.
Carl said the tall ratios feel like they pull great though. Yes and no. Like I feel like they're good for drags if they're strong, because you don't have to go through as many gears. But the issue is they are weak from factory.
Didn't Robin do some weird custom gearing for one of his cars?
Robin's done lots of weird, wacky things.
Because he had a drag car that he
Not
had
wrong.
some very strange gearing set up for.
Yeah, that most likely was his GCA, which was a 1999 GCA that he like broke a record in 2000 with. Like he had a twin turbo GCA
Mm.
when no one was doing it. It was crazy. I know what this is. What's
What
this?
is it? That's aftermarket scoop.
What's this?
A scoop.
So you reckon that's aftermarket?
Well, Ultrix sell those.
Do you want to hit him,
Same
Justin?
colour.
Or do you want me
But that's
to?
an STI scoop for a bug eye.
But is it
Yeah.
aftermarket or
No,
it's genuine?
That one's a
It's a
genuine.
genuine one.
You can tell
I know
because
'cause you were
of that
about to
size.
Yeah.
I also have the splitter that
You can
comes with it
tell
as
because
well.
of the-
Huh?
I had the splitter that come with that as well.
Yeah.
obviously.
That-
And that's the main reason I wanted it too, because the scoop's better. But the splitter I actually had for a while was the WX splitter, and I thought it was not the WX splitter because I thought you couldn't run the WX splitter with it. I thought when you go to the STI
it's just
intercooler.
tiny.
Yeah, I thought when you went the STI intercooler, you had to run the STI splitter, but it's the scoop that you have to run with the splitter. So for ages it was like not covering the entire intercooler sort of thing, the splitter.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, basically until then. I mean, that could have been part of the reason why the ring went, but I doubt it because the
Yeah.
engine would
Oh,
know
dude,
that. You know what I
I-
mean? Like the ECU would know that.
Yeah.
My
It's doing
STI,
that. But
I had
it could
about
be.
a-
You never know.
I had about a quarter of my intercooler not
Yeah.
with the splitter. But one thing I want to just touch on with Rohan, you don't see that you don't see that scoop replicated very often.
Yeah, a lot of
because
people
it's
like
not the aggressive
04
one.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
So
that much.
the 03 upwards ones got the big old aggressive boys.
Yeah, where it comes up
Yeah,
forward.
and they're the ones you get a lot of replicas. The Bug-Eye
Which is not able to
STI,
run on anything except for the car that it came on.
yes, which is annoying, but yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Which is
that's
strange.
a
that-
genuine Bug-Eye STI scoop.
Yes.
I got your back, Justin. I won't let him disrespect you.
I actually
and say
got a
it's
good
a
price on
replica.
that too. I think it was about between 200 and 300.
Mate,
With
the
the
guy who
split
bought my bonnet got a great deal. I don't want to talk about it.
I got a great deal on it as well. Not the one that's on the car.
Oh, well, there's the blown motor.
So is
Yeah,
it before or
this after?
after?
That's after, like.
So when you're
this
pulling
is,
it down,
Yeah, this is now like the new, new blown.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah. And for ages I was like trying to, like the catch cam was filling up instantly, it was blowing smoke, it was being weird.
So
and
it
then the
was
AFRs, because I had the wideband, it was, sometimes it was right and then sometimes it'd be weird. Trying to figure it out for ages. Changed the PCB system, I put it to atmosphere to see if that's the problem. But then, yeah, it still was doing it, because obviously I didn't want to have a broken motor. I was trying to figure out if it was something else that could help it. But, yeah, it wasn't. It ended up being the piston.
How'd you figure it out in the end?
Part of the piston
well,
fell into the
eventually
sand.
I think I did, I did a leak down test and, yeah, cylinder 4 was leaking. And then I just ripped it apart. And that's the piston.
That's the hurt, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the version got back to me and they've said they think that based on the head, so I'm assuming the motor might be off this as well. They said it's off a version 656 WX
Yeah.
motor. So like, I guess weaker motor, but they said big port heads. I don't really know much about the heads too much, but they definitely, like, when I put the manifold on I put the spacer on actually, but you can see it's perfectly ported. Well, not perfect.
Yeah, it's a big
factory,
port.
but yeah, it's a big port. Yeah. So yeah, it seems like it's probably a version 6 WX instead of a STI.
Yeah.
What the
Well, the heads would have been.
off.
The heads being, if it was a version 7 STI, it would have had AVCS.
Yeah.
So it definitely was either a stock, but if it was big port, it's most likely a 99 2000 WRX head.
Like-
Well, it said version on the receipt or whatever that the guy got. It said a version 6 STI.
Yeah, so
but they maybe, and from Japan or whatever,
Yeah.
that they could have easily said, it's a STI motor in
Yeah.
Japan. Might have been dodgy. I don't know.
and yeah, like I've said before, those version 6 motors.
Yeah,
Aren't
even the
very
STIs,
good.
yeah, aren't pretty.
We'll quickly jump over here because I feel like this is something you may be looking into now.
Yeah.
The reverse cooling mod for cylinder 4.
Oh yeah.
I'm
not sure whether I'm doing it yet. I haven't.
Yeah.
I've
Honestly,
we've had
done other mods as well to
lots
hopefully
of
prevent.
people who race them and rally them and
never had an
beat
issue.
on Subarus all the time.
Never done it.
Never heard of it, never done it.
Because
Never
it
would.
normally be
Yeah.
it would normally be cylinder 3 that would give
No,
you
yeah.
shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Normally cylinder 3 is the one that goes.
And normally the 2.5s.
Yeah, and that's one thing I do want to mention is the fact that I did some research on this for when we did a stream on the heads, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's a modern 2.5 litre issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the 08 pluses,
Yeah.
it looks like it's an issue they have with their heads. So
Realistically, there's no point in doing it unless you find that you are overheating. And you can determine that it is from that you're overheating.
yeah, because
Which is why I looked into it, because of the cylinder 4.
yeah, the fact you
flying
drop
everything.
cylinder 4.
But now that I've got a new short block, I shouldn't need it. Like,
Yeah.
my pistons should be strong.
Yeah, but like I said, we've had, like I asked Jason, the gentleman we had on last week, who, as you saw, has been messing with Subarus for longer than Rohan's been alive.
Yes.
It's literally probably. How old are you, Justin?
Uh,
If you don't mind me asking.
22.
Longer than Justin's been alive.
So we're the same.
If you know what I mean, like, and he has never had to do it, and he's never had that
Yeah.
issue. Like, when I asked him, he looked at me like I was stupid, and I'm like, The internet says it's a thing, so it must be a
Oh,
thing.
well, if you read it on the internet, it must be
Yeah.
true.
But
I went to Performance. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I've only heard of them
No,
recently.
I
but
love Robin.
They because he sorted
Him and
out
his
the
sandwiches.
gaskets I need for my heads, the valve cover gaskets.
Yeah.
To get the right ones, because apparently like
Oh,
drew them
yeah.
up or something, so he
Yeah.
knows exactly, like, just from the valve cover he can figure out exactly what thing.
Mm.
But yeah, he said he's seen them have the 2 liters with the
With that mod.
with the ring lands.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, he has. He said you push enough boost and power, you could do
You
that
could
with the
do
2
it.
liters. And I think maybe partially I had new head bolts. They weren't studs, but they were brand new head bolts. So normally, well, I guess you normally get big end bearings, but then brand new bearings. So you're not really going to run into too much bearing
So you
issues.
ended up going to the next weak point.
Yeah, so I guess everything else was sort of new, but this is still sort of old, so maybe this is just stretched enough.
It was just a
and-
weak point, yeah.
yeah.
Robin's been tinkering with Subarus longer than Jason has, hasn't he?
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know.
I kind of want to say yes, but I also don't want to say yes. Because I know Robin was around when the Vortexes and that were around. That was a long time ago, but so was Jason.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Justin definitely no performance. Like, he's
Yeah.
my main go-to these days.
Yeah, I didn't know about them until
He's
I went to Subaru and asked them because I asked you and you like
yeah.
you know
I think I'm pretty sure I would have said
you
Robin
might have, but
because he's
Yeah. oh yeah, he seems pretty good. I'm like,
Well, the thing
No.
is, you'll talk to him, he'll be very quiet, and then next thing you know, he starts talking, and then he just doesn't stop talking.
yeah.
Yeah.
He seems you can tell he just knows his stuff.
He has a very big
Well, he was
passion.
telling me that apparently he went and got the cams from the first SDI model in Australia.
Hmm.
The cams from there, he got them profiled and everyone that was making aftermarket cams were using that profile
Yeah, because of him.
on the cams. Yeah, because apparently
Well-
they can like measure it up, fully do the whole profile and everything.
If you go down there again, you'll see the GC8 on the wall.
Yeah, I've
Like he
seen
had, it was a
bunch,
twin
yeah.
turbo TD04. So
Yeah.
twin TD04 GC8 in 2000, I
Which
think
he
it was,
built- He put together from scratch. I
which he
think.
built.
Yeah,
And he was doing, I think it was like 11-second quarter or something stupid like that. And it's
yeah,
like,
pretty wild.
In 2000.
in
that's what
2000,
Yeah.
it's like it was a brand new car. This guy's just casually pulled it apart and raced. And it's like,
Shut
And like, there's no internet.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but like,
back then, no.
you know,
Back
not
then
now.
there
Like
was,
better
but not
now.
like
like-
it
Okay,
was now,
putting
yeah.
it out there, if you want to see how old Robin is, all you need to do is look up Performance's website.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's caught in the year 2000. It is like, don't get me wrong, I love Robin,
Yeah.
but yeah, he just hasn't updated
Yeah.
Yeah, the website's
the
still the same.
Justin. He hasn't
Yeah.
updated the website for many, many years. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it has on there about his GC8 and that. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
If anyone is in this area and is chasing stuff for Subarus, no question asked, Robin. He's always busy. He's always booked out.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. You have to book in a couple of weeks in advance to actually get your car in.
Months.
Months, yeah.
I got weeks.
You're talking... But yeah,
Same with the Hondas. It's 3
before we
weeks.
jump to the heads though, we'll...
Also, just very quickly with Robin's shop, when you walk in the actual garage door, you look up the wall, and you should see 2 panels.
try again.
What?
No, he's wrong.
Oh.
I just want him to correct himself.
What, 2 car panels? I
Correct
can't
yourself.
remember what
There's 3.
they are. Is there 3?
There's 3.
There's 3. There
Don't
you go.
question me. They're Pro
I
Drive.
can't remember what.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time.
He's
since
got
I paid
3
attention to it.
Pro Drive bars that came off actual rally cars.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
The cardboard boxes they came in were heavier than the parts.
To protect.
How
I
much
guess.
cardboard was there?
Not a lot. They're just very light parts. But what Carl said, why would somebody do that? Go on the internet and just lie. I don't know.
No idea.
Doesn't
Why
make
does
sense.
half the internet exist? I don't
Well,
know.
why would anyone lie in general? Like
Yeah.
people do that in real life.
Would I
It's
lie?
just
Look-
online, you just see more people's comments. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
So
proxy,
head
obviously.
boys.
Yeah. Well, these are the heads. I guess you can't really.
Yeah, you can't really say much from there. The heads.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
based on those numbers that you were going through the heads, like they were for like a Liberty twin turbo or whatever. But maybe it's because it's from Japan or something. These
Yeah.
are apparently.
It could be something random.
So-
Apparently, yeah,
It's
version
turbo.
5.6 heads, big port. But I got a picture where you see the ports. There's just a photo,
That's a
bunch of
nice
parts
hot
on the
pipe.
ground. I don't know
Wait.
if you want to ask any questions about those.
That's
Was-
cleaner than our old workshop.
Yeah, most definitely. That's not the AVO setup, is it?
The headers, no.
What was that? Was
Because
that?
those AVO headers
Hmm.
are actually brand new.
Oh, they're the ones
Yeah.
you're getting ready to put on now.
Yeah, they're my new mod because this is the one of the things that I've done, and I wish I didn't pay or try and get cheapo parts.
Oh, was that the cheap
This-
eBay stuff?
These ones, cheap like eBay ones or whatever, eBay spec. But these are the 3-bolt,
It's
which
pretty cool, isn't it?
Are you talking about the radiator or the intercooler?
Right.
You decide. I can slap you for either one. Like it does not bother me.
yeah, these are the ones that are the 3-bolt. But yeah, apparently you didn't see like bad ones that were 3-bolt.
Yeah, we don't tend to
found
see.
some?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I
we
found some apparently.
no, we did end up finding some on eBay.
I found
yeah,
the
yeah.
ones.
There
Maybe
were
like
eBay
nowadays,
stuff.
maybe
Yeah.
it's like more common now. I don't know.
Yeah,
For
because
a long time
Pretty-
it wasn't.
But yeah,
Pretty
I mean they worked, but you know they're
That's why
pretty cheap, and
Yeah.
I've actually got them outside if you just want to look like after. Like I've got
Oh,
these
yeah.
and the new ones,
oh, I definitely want to compare the new ones.
and like these ones feel like they're 2 pounds. You know,
Yeah.
like they're so light.
Made out of nothing.
Yeah, made out of Chinesium.
I'm trying to look. I can't see anything that really.
There's not too much. I mean,
Maybe
I guess the
wanna ask
STI
a question.
intercooler, but that's
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen that
just a
before.
GD one. It's not a GR.
yeah, that was already on the car too, so that was
Yep.
a nice. Like,
eBay spec or non-eBay spec intercooler? Radiator.
eBay spec.
Yeah, buddy.
It's very good quality
That's
though.
what I
I think.
wanna hear.
Like the only thing is like
Thick one as
the
well.
some of them like the mounting, the hole where the the rubber like grommet goes on for the top. It was like wrong, so I actually flipped the rubber
And it
on
fit
the
in.
bracket, and it fits perfectly. So like the rubber for the bracket that fits in, yeah, it was just too
If
big.
it fits, it
If,
sits.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
if it fits, it's fine, man. Don't complain. Just accept. The
There's the
TGVs.
TGVs. I think there's a better picture after there. The bad silicon intake. That's also getting upgraded now.
Yeah.
There's
So
an actual-
what do you need to
Oh,
do?
that's-
Need to make sure it's for a GD.
yeah, it is. It's definitely for a GG because it's not a generic universal one from eBay.
But okay. I'm gonna have to defend Justin for a second. Carl's like, how's he affording all this? Jacob, eBay spec? Justin, yeah, eBay spec. Me.
I will give you that, but they're old parts. We haven't
Yeah.
got to the new parts.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's all
But
the
I'm
old stuff that
replacing
he's getting
all of
rid
the
of.
bad eBay spec stuff.
Yes,
and in
you
terms
do.
of how am I
Reese.
affording this, I don't know.
Eating nothing but like
The
2
TGV
minutes.
delete was $50
Wait.
because I got someone to weld it for $50 and that was it.
Do you still live at home with your parents?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't pay rent.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there, Justin. You know my STI, yeah.
Yeah,
I dropped 30 into that.
30 grand.
Including buying the car.
Where is it now?
I don't think it was included by the car, was it?
It's
What
in
happened?
many pieces.
What happened to it?
It's in many pieces.
How did you spend that much?
Oh, I don't
Repeating
want to know how
myself
much I've
numerous
spent on
times.
this.
Okay.
A
Um,
lot of it was self-lashings.
but
I
yeah.
also don't want to know how much I spent on it if I got someone to do it.
don't
If
know
I got someone to
that.
do it, it would be very.
But yes,
Well, that's
so-
when you keep the receipts and use them to drive.
That's also
vehicles.
probably part of the
that's what I
reason
used to
why
tell you to do.
I can
Yeah.
afford some of the other stuff. Because a lot of people buy parts, get
You-
someone to do it,
Yeah.
and it's like that's where I save my money to buy other better parts as well.
But yeah, so Reese asks, do you need to tune your car for the delete? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
there's-
you don't have to. You can use like, for me when I started it up, I used to remove the
you put a
check
resistor
engine
or something in.
lights. No, I actually properly went through the ECU on with a what are they called?
The
Tactics, yeah.
Yeah, I have one
Oh,
of them.
so you
To
turned it
delete
off.
delete the like codes so they're fully gone.
Justin,
But you
Justin.
also probably should tune it.
I was going to say that's still a tune thing, though.
Yeah, you still want to tune it, yeah.
No, but like, you know how you said you went into the ECU to turn it off?
Technically,
That-
yeah, I
that's
guess you
still
tune it.
tuning.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jeez, man. Jeez. Carl said, yeah, you got to start somewhere. and he doesn't have that luxury. And it turns out Mac is up to 20k.
Yeah, I'm
it,
probably
it
over
goes quick.
Yeah, that's up.
But the other thing is, the way we can tell that you were serious about it and you didn't spend cheap out on everything was the fact you had the radium.
Yeah, that's
Stuff,
especially
like that
fuel,
kind of
fuel
stuff.
system.
Yeah.
I've really tried to make that, and even with everything I wanted to, but obviously when I was younger, I didn't really know everything.
Yeah.
Thought the silicon intake, that's fine, it's just a piece of silicon, like it's been fine, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I can
Then
cheap
you
out on
actually
this, it'll be
started doing
fine.
research into
But
it.
yeah, now that I know a lot more, plus, I just want to make it, every part that I put on it, I might as well make it a really quality part that's going to last forever and pretty much remove any issues of like reliability in
Yeah.
the future. Like this is not going to break for a long time. Like even I bought a brand new knock sensor and O2 sensor because I'm like, if that maybe that was part of the issue for the piston
Yeah.
exploding. Now it's brand new. I know that's not an issue. You know what I mean?
See, that's where my issue was with my bug eye,
Yeah.
because I'd cheap out
Yeah.
continuously.
Clutch.
But you spent.
I can't. I'm gonna have to sit down and work.
Been including buying the car.
Oh no, I spent a lot more on that than that.
Really?
Because you got to remember, I had 2 tunes. I didn't have 1 tune.
Yeah.
I had turbo and everything. And the fact that one of my pipes was $500 or $600
True.
for one pipe, it adds up very quick. I found a MAF. Does anyone need a stock MAF for a GD? Justin?
Oh, I
I
don't
use
necessarily need it, but
It's just sitting there.
Is it new?
No, it's the one that came off my car when I went for the 3-bar.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we got head studs.
Oh, maps. And
yeah.
MAF.
Right.
This is also one thing that I'm like, I don't want to cheap out this time again.
Yeah.
Because last time I just bought brand new bolts, which ended up being like $40 or something. Because
So ARPs.
my dad has good
Definitely
connections, I
are.
guess.
What are they? Are they the 2000s? Or
They're
is
just
it
the 11mm, whatever they are, 2000.
Yeah, it'd be the
Yeah,
2000s.
not the like bigger.
As far as I know.
625s or $11.
Yeah.
Are they smaller or bigger than the 2000s?
They're the same.
No, but I mean by performance
Oh,
wise.
they're the better
Oh,
ones.
better.
Yeah.
65 are better. Yeah, they're not 65 ones.
It's
Most
not.
people don't need 65.
Yeah, no, head studs definitely help.
For this, I guess this is sort of a
That one I'm
controversial thing.
torn on, but it is a good, very
Yeah, it is a
good
bit of a
looking thing.
controversial thing. Partially, like, it looks cool, but also...
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, that's going to
I
work
mean,
so
look how
well with your car.
good it, yeah, and I mean, you'll see the manifold as well, because that's not painted anymore. Well, it's powder coated now.
Well, it's not crinkle coated, it's probably.
Yeah, it's red. If you
I
Yeah.
do have
could
a
have
question.
guessed, probably.
No, you can't ask a question.
But yeah,
Ask him.
No, it was more so for you guys.
For us, what?
Yeah.
I don't
You know
answer
how
questions.
with the I can't remember what it's called, but it's got the key on it.
keyway.
You're talking about the crank.
Yeah, with the crank. How it's got
The crank with the keyway.
the keyway.
Yeah.
What happens if you destroy the keyway on the actual block?
Your
What do you mean?
You probably won't be able to
What
do
do you
that.
mean?
You
It's
probably
not on the
just-
block.
If anything, you destroy the thing
you could
first
you
anyway.
the
It's so
the place you
strong.
destroy, you have the choice of destroying the pulley
Yeah.
or your crank.
No, the key
keyway
would actually
itself.
destroy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
but
the
the
hole
keyway
in
in
the
the
crank
crank.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You mean the slot? In
Yeah,
the
you
crank
could
for the
you
keyway
could
to go
hurt
into?
the slot in the crank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've destroyed a keyway and a pulley before.
I've had a,
So
yeah.
you just had to
I've-
replace the
I've
pulley.
had a key actually been destroyed.
Okay.
Yes.
2.2 NA.
Yeah,
I
so
have no
so the
idea.
keyways do, like, the key itself can break because
Yeah, I've had that before in,
Yeah.
in my sister's
Yeah.
car. She has the
Because
purple
I've heard of it
double
happening, but
And
I've never
it-
been explained to me.
It
how
it
ended
just
up
gets
breaking, coming off in
Ooh.
the timing. It went in the timing cover, and it skipped a couple tooths, and it sounded so weird because, like, it's out of timing. Luckily, it didn't do anything.
So
you
like
know?
Cito's
Wow.
Outback sounded like, probably.
Probably, yeah.
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 So we have
Entertaining one.
re-saying aren't lightweight pulleys no good. It's like
Yeah,
we
it's
said,
a bit
it's
of
a
a
controversial
controversial
thing.
For me, I like the cranks are so short. This is the way I think about it. The cranks on Subarus are just so short.
Yeah,
You're not really gonna.
You're
if
already-
anything, you're probably gonna have more of an issue with mean, I guess you might have bearing issue a little bit. You might have, you will have probably more noise.
What
that
Cedo
doesn't bother
had
me really.
was lift off, like decel backfiring, because it kept spinning so quick after it lifted off.
It doesn't have the
Yeah.
especially
The-
if you go for a lightweight flywheel as well,
Yeah,
because that's basically what I mean. People go lightweight flywheel,
but that
all
was
the time,
that was going to
and
be the
that's
other
sort
thing.
of
You want to
doing the
balance
same
it
thing.
out.
They're doing the same thing.
Yeah, because I don't feel them as bad if you have the lightweight pulleys and a lightweight flywheel,
Yeah.
because it kind of balances it out. But again, like you said, Subarus are a very smooth running motor,
Yeah.
and it's not like we're sticking it on a straight 6 crank
Yeah.
or anything like that. If it was on a straight 6 or a V8 where the cranks were so like much
Yeah,
longer,
they need to be
I'd
balanced.
I'd
a
see
lot
the
more.
issue. But with Subarus, how
I mean,
smooth
even
they
if you
run-
look at the Subaru crank, the rubber is so tiny.
Mm.
The actual amount of rubber that's actually
Yeah.
like stopping the cancelling it out
It's like
is
a
so
thin
tiny.
thing. All
Mm.
the way
Whereas
around.
you know you have massive rubber thickness.
Yeah, if you look on
connecting
V8s or
on
anything
bigger,
else,
bigger motors, yeah,
even
And this one I
four-cylinder
like as well.
NAs have big rubbers in them.
yeah. And this one I actually like as well because it's a bit, it's not fully lightweight. It's a bit, it is a bit. You can definitely feel that it's a
The other thing,
solid unit.
it's not technically lightweight as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the fact that they're smaller. So they're lightweight and undersized normally. So that's another thing to be careful of when you go to put your belts on.
Yeah.
Make
maybe
sure
a
you
different
measure
one.
them first.
Yeah, I'll too.
And the other thing, they can get stuck because
Yeah.
obviously alloy, their size changes and
You'd probably also be able to, if you, I would actually say this may be a bit of a more advantage, which is a weird thing because you'd destroy this first
because it's
in
weaker.
terms of the keyway.
Yeah.
So you're not going to destroy your crank first. If anything, you'll destroy that because it's
And yeah, Carl
Softer.
said
It's
he's
gonna
seen
destroy quicker.
the key shear without hurting cranks before. Wasn't a Subaru, but it was an old Chev. But yeah, I've seen the keys shave, but I've also seen where the key has worn that much that it moves inside
yeah.
and it eventually wears away.
Plus, also
I've heard of it,
mine's
I've
a brand
never
new
seen
key
it.
with the short block. So.
Yeah. So it should be.
I mean,
good.
I guess whatever. I'll if I find issues in that,
Yeah.
I'll be changing it and I'll let you know. But hopefully it's all good.
Hopefully
Should be alright.
should be good.
Oh, we get to the headers now.
So I've seen these
Nice.
bad boys
Yeah, you've
before.
seen these. This.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Nice,
from the stream like a month or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I love that. Like how much quality these things are. Like I didn't even expect this much quality. So yeah, like definitely recommend these AVO headers. These are really good quality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
You can
Just
see.
how thick the
Yeah, even on
flange is.
these that 2-bolt flange, it's actually got a machined little bit in there. You can see.
Oh, so it
so it
slots
sort of
in.
is a little bit of a slip joint as well.
Oh, that's pretty
If
cool.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a little like an actual bit that it's not connected to either side. It's like a little insert,
Yeah.
and that also keeps the so it keeps it a lot smoother, so you don't have the gasket making the gap. But
Oh,
yeah.
so wait, it might be a like like the blast rings you see on Hondas at the top of the bores, like a little bit of copper around it just to really properly seal it. Is that what it is? Like,
I don't know what that is, but
did it come
sounds
with like a
it'd be-
ring thing
Yeah, it's got
that
a
you
ring.
sit in? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it'd be. It'd be like a copper washer kind of thing. So
Yeah.
when you put it in, it forms like a perfect seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you watch any of the Booster Boys videos, they've talked about it before. They like engrave around the bore at the top, and yeah, they put that in, so it's just an extra. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And that slip joint is also machined, so it's a better slip joint than let me just get up the old one. Because I got a couple of photos of the old one, like a bit closer.
I feel we may have to start rushing through for a little bit though, or
Oh, I guess I'm gonna pick.
just because I saw the time. It's nearly been 2 hours.
Yeah, so that's the close up of the
Yeah.
old, not as good one. See,
Definitely
the
does not
joint's
look-
just
oh.
a bit of a
Yeah, they look eBay spec.
Yeah, definitely.
not great.
I've had those before. Never have those again.
No.
Run stock.
So that's it at the moment. Just sitting there being sad.
Waiting for a new motor. Well,
That's-
waiting for the motor to go in.
Yeah, that's
I was
me
going to ask,
redoing
did
the
you
wiring.
rewrap the loom?
Yeah, well, I did now. Well, I did before, but now I did it again because it was still a bit oily and stuff. And also, I actually got rid of the TGB plugs
Yeah.
from the line this time because that was just a bit annoying.
Just
Oh, that
hang-
is pretty.
Yeah.
That is very. Did you match the rims?
No,
Oh.
That's a
Unfortunately.
super high.
I was going to say, dude, if you did that, that would have been dope.
That's a super high temperature paint, isn't it? Like,
no, that's powder coated.
okay.
That's
Oh.
clean.
Because I've seen some paint around that you can get that's good for about 1100 degrees, I think. Or 800 degrees.
That's
something
normally
like that.
motor paint.
Shouldn't be getting that hot.
Are you going
Yeah.
so parallel?
Yeah, parallel setup. This was I haven't changed the fuel system because when I first did it, this is one thing I actually spent a lot of money on and made sure it was right.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like by itself. Some of the lines. So on the left is the driver's side part, sort of goes up and over. So yeah, it sort of goes over the silicon hose
Yeah.
and
To the rail.
Yeah. It's the new oil pump.
What
brand
size?
new. I actually don't know.
Bro, what the hell?
It's probably.
I got-
11 mil then. It'd have to be just a factory
Well,
replacement.
I'm not actually sure because I ordered it with the motor.
If you got it with the motor, it's most likely going to be 11, I'd
Yeah,
say.
that's I'm guessing it's
Because
11
if they've given
because-
him a 207,
yeah,
you'd
it's a
assume
brand
they
new
give
motor
you...
that come with. I'm pretty sure the pumps are all the same price anyway, whichever
Yeah.
one you get. So
It's just
not
different
like
size.
whichever one's cheaper.
And there we
just
have
some
the
nice
pretty
glory
boy.
photos. Yeah.
This
brand
is
new
when I feel
motor.
like I need to turn the camera off.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. That's the studs going in.
So did you reco the heads as well, or just
Recoat.
recondition them?
No, well I did that 10,000 Ks ago
Yeah,
when I
oh,
got
true,
it done,
true.
so I just left them stock except for obviously just remove.
Did you have them
Re-
inspected to make
shade.
sure that there was no possible cause the heads caused the issue? Like a valve sticking open or something?
Well, the valves looked fine to me, and they did check over it. They didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why.
They checked
That's what I
everything.
meant.
Yeah,
Like,
they checked all the valves and stuff, but they didn't like
Same.
change the seals
Yeah.
or anything because they were done. And
10,000,
it
yeah.
just got machined to the surface, obviously, because you got to do that.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
meant
if
to.
you want reliability, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's
Super
a
reliable? Ha!
sneak peek of one of the new
Is that Killer
expensive
B?
mods.
Yeah,
That
Killer
is
Bee
definitely Killer Bee. That's
That
a
is
Killer
good.
Bee baffle for sure.
Okay, now
Yeah.
this is when Carl's going to start getting jealous. Stop it.
Killer Bee pickup.
Yeah.
Well, they
This is
together.
a new mod that I did, obviously. So it's
Yeah, the
one of
Killer
the
Bee.
reliability things. So like,
Yep.
nice little upgrade with the sump.
Yeah, you're making Carl
Yeah.
jealous, man.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you know what?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Even Robin doesn't know what it is. Do you remember the sump that Alex and like the father and son had on their car?
Yeah, a couple of years back.
I can't remember what their names are. They always
was
get it
on
mixed
the-
up.
NA that was converted, wasn't it?
No,
No?
No.
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 Okay.
They had a custom. It wasn't a custom sump. Well, it is a custom sump. It was like, you know, the Morsa or Morso
Oh,
ones?
I've seen. Yeah.
But it was a hammerhead version.
Okay.
So pretty much it was your normal basic one, and then just two big end tanks
Oh.
welded on the side with baffles in between. And it was just something Robin was able to
Yeah.
get, and it just looked awesome.
Yeah. That's.
And yeah, so Carl's currently looking at doing it himself. I would recommend it.
What's that, like $1,500 or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not cheap.
This
Yeah.
this was actually $1,000 for the whole
So
sump,
fair enough.
Sump
which
pickup
isn't
and
cheap,
stuff.
but like that was from Carmel.
Did you get
Flores,
dipstick as well?
Australia. No, but apparently worked with the stock one. So At least it says in the manual.
Stock 2 litre or stock 2.5? Please
By the look of it,
check.
it'd be 2 litre.
Yeah. I'd
I'll
check.
double check.
Yeah, just
That'd be
because
wild, yeah.
there's a reasonably big difference between 2 litre and 2.5. Oh no, it means he's looking at doing the full short block. Working out if I get a short block and build or buy a second-hand 207 long motor and ECU.
I mean, it's definitely worth it, especially if you're not looking for over like 300 kilowatts or
Yeah,
something like that. It's such a cheap like price for like what it is.
For Carl, I feel like the best option would be to get the short block and put his stuff onto it and then get the standalone ECU. Because the issue with getting a second-hand 207, especially the good ones, is AVCS. That's the issue with all the good version 207s have AVCS, and it's an absolute headache.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a headache. Like
I like that.
It's
I
an
don't have
annoyance.
that. 'cause
I had
use it.
about 8 wires to do on my Forester, and I didn't do it.
Plus, it's just a point of failure too. Like I can just
Yeah.
fail and
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
That's
I love
part of,
AVCS.
why? Well, I mean,
Like-
I didn't have it anyway, but
A-
I like how I
AVCS
don't
is
have
good.
it because it's
It's
just simple and it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, you might not get the
Oh.
advantage of lower, like more a little bit more responsive, but
And fuel economy.
He
Yeah.
does wiring for a living, so it's not a concern. I just
No, he's gonna hate himself for it.
no.
Then.
Okay, let me put it this way then: if we take AVCS out of consideration, you'd want to make sure it's at least a peanut version STI,
and it
because
depends on like what heads you have
Yeah.
as well, I guess.
well, no, because he's talking about keeping the heads.
Yeah,
because the issue
but
would
isn't he
be-
getting a second-hand 207 or is
No, he was
just short
talking
block?
full long block, second-hand long block.
Yeah, so the heads from there versus the ones he has.
Yeah, but he was going to keep
that's
it
worth
and
it.
get the ECU and wire it in. But what I was going to say, it's kind of what you're going with, but the Bug-Eye STIs have the small port heads, whereas the Peanuts and Up have big port heads, and yeah, you don't want Bug-Eye heads, do you, Cito?
Why?
Wasn't that your limiting factor?
Yeah. Small ports.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
There you go. Look at
the
that. We
actual
talk about
port.
big ports, we get big ports.
Hey.
If it's JDM, I wouldn't go for a version 7 Oz delivered. Long
Oh,
block.
because of the ports.
Yeah, just because of the ports. Like, they're not bad, you're still going to make power, it's just, if I had the option of having big port versus small ports, I'd go big port.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bit of a more
With the
in-depth bit of-
injectors.
Yeah, the injectors
Bosch?
and rails and stuff.
Bosch or ID?
They're from Raceworks, so I think they're actually like Bosch. But
They
Yeah.
look exactly the same as what yours were.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. They look like mine before I had them customized.
And that's also why like I went for the new rails, because then I can go whatever sort of like I can go different injectors and stuff. I guess I don't know.
And
Plus,
Carl-
those rails are
the
like,
radium
forever,
ones
like,
are
they're
bloody
incredible,
awesome.
like incredible quality, and like I never needed to change them. And the one thing I did upgrade was the thing in the top. I don't know if you know what that is. The green thing under the rail.
Is it a
Because
fuel
I
pressure
sort of
reg
deleted
kind of
it
thing?
from the factory one. Eh?
Is it fuel pressure reg? No.
No, that was on.
Oh, the
remember?
swell pot. Is it a swell thing?
No,
What is it?
it's a pulse dampener.
Yeah, that's what I meant, swell
Oh.
thing. Sorry.
I've never
Yeah,
called
pulse.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pulse dampener.
I know.
Because
exactly
when
what
I went AN, I obviously
You can't fit
deleted
it
the
in.
stock one.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I've gone for this because I've just upgraded this time. Might as well get it while I'm just pretty much finished the fuel system at that point until I need bigger injectors.
it is. Yeah. But the thing is, bigger injectors, you plug them in. How do you deal with the plugs?
I have just there's a connector.
Did you use the piggy tails?
Yeah, just the pigtail things with just connect and connect.
But yeah.
Basically plug and play.
Okay, we might have to quickly pump through some if you have some more. Or are we just getting back next week to continue?
I don't think
Have
there's
we-
much left. But
How
Yeah.
much more have we got left to go?
Yeah.
and
You saw there was a lot of photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl was talking
I
about
did
getting
get rid of
twin
most
scroll.
of them, like because I clicked a bunch of the
And
ones.
he'll come
that-
down and talk to us one day.
So that's
Yes.
That's a pitch dot
Ooh,
mount.
nice.
Beautiful.
Nice mount. Oh, this is one thing I'll quickly go over. Like I I've been trying to
Polish everything.
No, these are actually zinc coated. So like, I
Wow.
polished them up and then cleaned them up and then zinc coated it. Something I wanted to try out.
Just to make them look better.
Yeah, and they just like last longer. Some bolts obviously are already coated with other ones, other corrosion resistance, but some bolts aren't. So
Yeah.
that's something I wanted to try. That's the ports with the TGVs on.
Yep.
So you can see how like
Well, that is
and
pretty
smooth,
close.
pretty smooth they are. Yeah. Not perfect, but you know.
Talking about
Pretty
that,
good for
I would love to stick a camera down Anthony's one because
You guys don't have the ball scope either.
we have one.
You do? Oh, you still have it? Alright, cool.
It's a TV.
So you just have to get Anthony on stream and one of you guys go out there while he's not watching.
And then what?
And
Start pulling the car apart.
Just stick the ball scope down.
Pulling his car apart.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull apart our mate's like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car?
I'll get you to do it.
Nah.
No, thank you.
So this
Oh wow,
is
so it is coming back together pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't take too long. It's actually most of the time it's been doing the zinc plating at the moment, like just trying to get that working. But yeah, so that's pretty much like the fuel line, sort of how it runs underneath the manifold, and then there's the manifold on there.
God, that's a pretty colour.
Yeah, that's the motor sort of coming back together. That's a better picture of the regulator.
Yeah.
And obviously you see AM, that's what it is, AM fuel rate. And it's got the fuel pressure sensor on there as well for the fuel pressure gauge.
Yep.
The fuel filter again. That's where the dampener sits in. It actually sits in so neat too, like there's enough
Like it's
clearance
designed
everywhere,
for
but
it?
like yeah, pretty much.
No, really?
I got some new nuts, extended studs because I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to run spacers.
You know, with the extended
Brembos?
studs, you need to pull apart the rear hubs.
Oh, fun.
Fronts.
Thanks for letting me know that. I'm gonna be in with some fun.
Yeah.
So pretty much.
You know.
Yeah. So
At least I know now.
I'd
I'm
be
not gonna
getting some
struggle
brand
trying
new-
to get 'em in.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Hey. As long as you don't do what I did, where
Oh,
you
God.
do the fronts went in. The fronts going fine, like beautifully. Rears, don't get one of your mates to come down and start knocking them out to realise you can get the little ones out, but you can't get the big ones in.
And then you could.
Okay? And then you end up rolling around with the Forester, well, pushing around a Forester with extended studs on the front and little ones on the back. What brand are they though? Because they don't appear to be the same as mine.
Ooh, I don't even remember.
Because I had ARP ones.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ALP
They
are a bit
weren't
more
cheap.
expensive.
Oh hell yeah, they were not cheap. I regret.
So
well, I didn't
that's
regret
why I got
it,
these
but-
ones because they were
You
like a
can't.
whole set.
Oh no, I would have loved it because they would have worked on my wheels.
I don't
But yeah.
remember what they are, but they're on car mods if you want.
Yeah.
Look, I guess. Yeah, this is the actual proper
Ooh.
thingo, silicon intake. And one thing I point out as well, like I noticed when I got it, compared to the cheapo one, the actual fitting, that metal bit
Is
to the blow
built
valve thing is
into it.
actually glued in sort of thing.
So I see Rockstar.
Molded
I
in.
don't feel like that's the brand.
No, it's Mishimoto, but it's
Okay,
like a
so
Rockstar,
Mishimoto would
sponsor.
definitely be good.
Yeah.
You can see in
Nice.
how many ply it is. Like you can see how much thicker they are. It's
Yeah.
amazing quality.
And also, like I said, where it molds in looks just perfect. It actually molds in. You don't have a little fitting. Put two clamps on it, sort of thing,
Yeah,
like the other ones.
but no, that's very clean. Like I will pick on you again, saying that it's for the wrong model, but
Is it actually?
yeah.
It's meant to be for the same model, but when I bought it anyway,
I
but
don't know. What do you think, Cedar? I still think that looks wrong.
it'll fit.
It'll fit.
It'll fit with your tongue right.
You can make it fit.
Yeah,
You've done it before. You can do
I
it.
believe in you.
Yeah, there's some exhaust pipe for my new exhaust that I'm making.
Cool.
That is a
Flex fuel sensor.
for future.
Yep.
Nice.
So, that might be it for that one. That was it. Oh, I had some other photos here.
Just putting it out there. If we ever go back to working on cars, we probably have to hire you.
Yeah, it looks like you've done some neat stuff, man. So that's going to be... So you're V-banding the new exhaust?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I wanted to give it a go in this. Yeah, V-bands
You're
are just
definitely
nice.
going all out with this car, aren't you?
V-bands are nice, and you know, you just see the quality of V-bands are just good, and that's the AOS from Perrin.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it looks
So
like
pretty
it's
much
good.
once you get that in, we'll let him know.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
that
just not
was
sure about
Reese
mounting
asking about
bracket or whatever, but I'll sort
Yeah.
that out.
Well, that's the thing. Like, making brackets and that isn't the end of the world. Because, like, even someone with basic tools can make brackets. You just got to be dodgy enough to figure it out. Like, the board behind us was a cupboard about 3 weeks ago. It is no longer a cupboard.
Definitely not a cupboard.
Well, this is what was it again, Jacob? This
Oh,
It was a cupboard.
no,
This is
you
one
said
thing I
yours
missed.
was from your place, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a cupboard from my house.
Okay.
It was the slidey doors from my cupboard.
one thing we'll quickly
Air
go
filter.
over. Well, what does it look like? It's happened to it.
It fell apart.
It very much.
I
did.
hate
Someone
those
ran over
foam
it.
ones
It did
because
not
of...
fall apart.
Someone run over it.
No,
I ran over mine.
it was on fire.
How did it catch
What?
on fire?
On the dyno, one of the injector seals leaked or whatever, and
Wow.
massive fireball went out.
Injected fuel onto your.
Oh, I see.
You
I
see
see.
the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see powder.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily nothing
Wow.
really got injured except for the coil plugs,
Yeah.
and like that wiring got redone.
I
But
wonder if that was one of the times he rang up
And the
us
filter.
to get a plug.
Probably.
no, they did it at the version.
No, that's what I mean. I
That's
wonder
what
if
I
they
mean.
rang
Yeah,
us up to
probably.
get the second-hand plug to plug onto it.
And I was actually in Perth when they were doing it.
Man, I would have freaked out.
So I was like, oh, I get a call, and then, yeah.
Imagine getting a text. Hey,
was
your
on
car
fire."
was on fire.
Yeah,
It was
Fine, we
lit.
sorted it out. Don't worry. What do you mean? Don't worry.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think that's
definitely dope.
looks like most of the
I
stuff.
feel like we're gonna have to get an update once it's
Yeah,
all
when
back
it's done,
together.
Yeah.
And let us know how you go. But I shall remove that for now.
Yeah.
And I think we've had a good time. Has everyone enjoyed themselves?
Yes.
I'm in a great deal of pain, so I can't wait to go home and take some extremely strong painkillers.
Didn't you get some?
No, this was just ibuprofen.
Isn't that extremely strong?
Oh, it's not helping yet.
Oh, okay. That's been a while too. That's not. a good sign.
But yeah, so we will talk to you guys next time. Make sure you join me on Monday for my random videos I put up. This week I talk about Australian delivered turbos. And yeah, please like,
the
share,
turbo
comment.
that you don't have on your car.
I don't have a turbo. I don't need a turbo. As I spoke
Definitely
about
need a
yesterday, I
You
want a
need a turbo
supercharger.
just for the VL.
I want a
Anybody
supercharger.
It definitely needs 2 turbos.
I need to
You
supercharge.
should hit up Robin. He might have those TDO4s lying around still.
No, because I've hit up Robin and he's very keen to make a turbo kit for me.
Whoa.
But no,
What are you waiting for?
because I haven't got enough monies.
Oh.
But yeah, so we will talk to you guys next time. And yeah, we'll get an update on Justin once it's all done, and hopefully he doesn't make the same mistakes. Or, well, have the freak accent, because I still haven't heard of it much.
No.
So,
Yes.
okay, see you later, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.